I'm on a roll now.
No pictures, please.
Good luck.
Big value.
The win here in Barcelona.
Jason Mercier, he went with his instinct, he made the call.
There's the professional level and there's the Ivy League.
Sebastian Pauli coming to terms with what he has just achieved.
Nicky Corrin has done it! 2 main event titles! Sebastian Mallet has gone from poker fanboy to poker champion. This is why people love the EPT.
Hello everyone, welcome to Prague and the PokerStars European Poker Tour. Our live coverage of the final leg of EPT 2023 starts now. And for the first time ever, we're bringing you the final table of a 10K mystery bounty from King's Casino inside the Hilton Prague. It's James Hartigan alongside Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my bounty babies.
And Griffin Benja.
How's everyone doing today?
Yes, the mystery bounty. If you're unfamiliar with this format, we will explain how it works in just a while, but suffice to say, we are dipping our toes into new waters. We have never streamed this format before, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But there will be bust outs, there will be spot prizes, there will be envelopes, there will be a big wooden box. That's how we're starting our 6 days of live coverage from EPT Prague. And then we segue straight into the main event, world famous bubble coverage tomorrow. And we follow the action all the way through to the weekend. Penultimate day on Saturday when they play down to the final table, and the FT will stream on Sunday. We're live every day at 12:30 local time, apart from today and the final day where we're live at 1 PM Central European time. Hopefully you can join us for all 6 days of our live Cards Up coverage. We want to hear from you. Use the live chat on Twitch. Use the live chat on YouTube. You can tag your ex-posts, PokerStars TV. And if you want to check out what else is happening at Prague, including images and videos from last night's Players Party, check out our pages on Facebook and Instagram. So 56 total entries in this mystery bounty. 8 players returned for the final day. 8 players made the money. Headlined by Oleg Vasilchenko, who has a 55 big blind stack. Elias Gutierrez, the Spanish streamer, otherwise known as Theros, is the second biggest stack. Dimitar Danchev is a former PCA champion. Everyone else on the short side. Antoine Labat, Marcelo Bonanata, Masato Kashiwabara, and Paul Newey, all in the danger zone.
Danger zone!
Paul Newey in the hyper danger zone.
Danger zone!
And we're only going to play one hand at 15:30 before the blinds go up. In a bounty tournament, half the prize pool is in traditional payouts, paid to the top 15%, in this case the top 8. The other half are paid in bounties. So the payouts, a min cash of $10,550, the usual money jumps with every elimination, with the winner of this 10K getting 80,300 euros. But remember, this tells half the story, because the other 50% of the prize pool is awarded in bounties. There is one bounty worth 100,000 euros.
Nice.
One worth 50,000 euros.
Nice.
4 worth 25,000 euros.
Pretty good.
Now, there are 3 bounties of 10K each. One of those has the note draw again. That's right. If you draw a 10K bounty, there is the chance you'll be asked to draw another prize.
That's a big pull.
If that envelope gets pulled, is left for last, Griffin, you have to give them an envelope full of body hair.
So remember, when you knock out a player, you have the option to draw an envelope, you have the option to reveal a prize. And this format has become very popular in the last couple of years, Griffin. People love the lottery element.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you know, not only do you get to play a poker tournament, but also you get a chance to it's exciting, you know, you finally get a little envelope, you open it up. I had a little fun with the mystery cash game challenge, and they had a little bit of an element like that, so it's just a good time for everyone.
Seasonal as well.
Haynu asks, what's the biggest available bounty? It was on screen for the last 60 seconds, 100,000 euros. As we meet the players, Baby Don't Hurt Me, Enrico Kamoski. 23 big blinds, plays online as What Is Love. Dimitar Danchev won the PCA in 2013. He has a sub-30 big blind stack. We don't see many Japanese players on the EPT, although the number is starting to increase. Masato Kashiwabara is a short stack with 10 bigs.
Is Masato Phil in Japanese?
Top dollar man, Paul Newey, nursing that 6 big blind stack, but crucially managed to make it into the money last night.
Nursing.
A nice Christmas jumper for Antoine Labat, playing 13 bigs. Marcelo Bonanata, MC Trembano online.
Huh. These online whippersnappers.
Theros, Elias Gutierrez, the second biggest stack at the final table with over 1 million chips, more than 35 big blinds. And the chip leader, Oleg Vazolchenko, playing 1.6 million, 55 big blinds. A reminder that we have the last hand of level 19 from last night, playing 50,000, 30,000 with a 30K big blind ante, and then we will roll straight in to the 20-40 blind level. 45-minute blind levels being played at this FT.
Do you think Oleg was sleeping or was he Elliot rowing?
Yeah.
Vazolchenko opening under the gun with pocket fours, raises to 60,000.
4 pounds. 5 pounds. 6 pounds.
Folded around to the blinds. Bonanata with ace-9 in the small.
Yeah, I think the kind of hand that you'd be prepared to shove against a, you know, a button open, but under the gun, it's going to fold out the ace-9.
And also maybe with a 6 big blind stack out there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
We see the defend from Gutierrez, and the 2 biggest stacks will go heads up to the flop. Mayazumo on Twitch noticing a lot of tired faces at the table. Bear in mind, this started at 4 p.m. yesterday, and they played till 2 a.m. to get down to the final table. So it was quite a brutal turnaround to be back at noon today at the start of the final table.
It's also day 1B of the main. So their day may not be over even when this is over.
Probably going to find a fold from Gutierrez here, but you see the pause comes from a place of, you know, having an interesting hand with backdoors. Maybe sometimes you want to mix in some raises here, and the fact he's reaching for chips means I think he is going to take that aggressive action.
160,000.
Yeah, check raises this flop to 160,000.
Pretty badass.
Pass.
Vazolchenko will fold the best hand.
Blinds are 24.
So blinds are up, 20K, 40K.
1 hand per level?
All these new rules.
This is wild. The real mystery is when the blinds are going to change.
Oh dear.
Oh, that was me, sorry.
Will be the table holding the mystery bounty box. It has just collapsed. Guys, I told you, dipping our toes into new waters. We don't know what's going to happen. There you go.
We didn't know how a table was going to work.
These bounty tables are a different animal.
I mean, there's a couple of 100,000 euros in that box. It's heavy.
3 pass. 4 pass.
Action folded to Paul Newey.
Looking for a spot to shove, and certainly gets one here.
King, Queen of Hearts.
All in.
They're all in.
Bounty, bounty, bounty. Come get some.
Renata folds the button. Gutierrez in the small blind, 10 deuce. Looks like the decision will be with Oleg Vasilchenko, who will already have a lot of chips invested.
Yeah, and remember, that big bounty out there, whew, you can knock someone out with 10 deuce and get 100,000 euros. Get 110,000 euros.
Is this really? I mean, it's my first time even watching a mystery bounty, Griffin. So,
I think it's you know it's only going to cost him. Yeah. It goes
Wow.
for it.
So we see the call from Gutierrez. Could see a call from Vasilchenko as well.
Yeah, might just full range call this behind too. But looks like.
Showdown, please.
Well, knew he could get a double up here unless something really grotesque happens. And Gutierrez does have live cards.
Yeah, exactly.
just a little grotesque, statistically. Emotionally, very grotesque. Statistically, pretty likely.
31% of the time, it works every time.
The flop has a 10 on it, also has 2 hearts, also gives Newey the gut shot, so he does have 13 outs, and yes,
Interesting flop.
He could also make the 7-card straight that is also a flush.
well, that queen on the turn sees Newey become a 94% favorite, and he just has to fade a 10 on the river.
Street flash.
I hate to break this to you, but the Jack of Hearts was folded pre.
No.
So Paul Newey doubles up through Elias Gutierrez, and we are still 8-handed at this final table.
He was ahead on the flop.
12 big blinds now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to make a suggestion for the next mystery bounty. One of the envelopes should just be full of candy.
There's gonna be
I can go one better. What if one of them is a negative number? You have to pay some money back.
Ooh. I'd rather be full of diabetes.
Like, you have to surrender whatever you cash for.
Oh, jeez. James's rules are always quite mean.
He's a bit grinchy, isn't he?
It comes from watching too many game shows as a kid where there's got to be jeopardy. There's got to be something on the line. It can't just all be winning money.
4 punts. 5 punts.
Like on Bullseye, when they would gamble their VHS video player and their Corby trouser press to potentially win a speedboat. If you don't win the speedboat, you lose the other prizes. You do get your BFH, your bus fare home, and you do get your bendy bullies.
Bendy boys. So this is going to be quite interesting at 20-40 here if Labatt shoves, which we should expect from the ace-queen. It's exactly 10 big blinds. Danchev's already going to have 2 out there with a hand that could be very live. Does represent half of his stack, but with that bounty out there, I just have to imagine Danchev is going to side call this off. This probably had to be part of the plan.
Oh,
But spoke too soon.
Hachi Machi.
Vasilchenko has Labatt dominated. Reshoves. That will get a fold from Danchev.
3 punts, thank you.
And we have another all-in situation, a domination situation. Labatt at risk and behind.
So how does it work with the bounties? If there's an elimination, do they open them there at the table? We get to see it?
I think we're about to find out.
Ace, 9, 6. Labatt still drawing to a queen, down to 13%.
Griffin, do you prefer Antoine Labatt or Will Molson?
Still needs a queen.
Labatt.
One last chance to hit.
It's a better name.
A king on the river. And that will see Antoine Labatt eliminated in 8th place. So he cashes for 10,550 euros.
So we
So you want to draw, right?
yes.
Here we go.
Vasilchenko gets the bounty chip, which he can now exchange for an envelope if he wants to. He can wait, doesn't have to exchange it now.
He goes to open it. We are waiting now that he's going to open it. Okay.
Yes.
You need to pause the clock. It's still ticking.
Because they all get to find out what's been
Correct.
pulled, right? So they
Yeah.
know what they're playing for. So we find out here.
He wants to draw.
10K, please. 10K, please, Alan. Be nice.
Let me draw 100 and
Good joke.
That was sick. You see, that was funny.
Okay, he can go anytime he wants. Okay.
Is he going? Doesn't look like he's going.
He said he wanted to go and draw, and now he's not going anywhere.
You can go, man.
There we go.
Good luck.
Okay, here we
Take
go.
that other one too. I'll be like, I'll have both. Thanks.
Good luck. I mean, 25,000.
First mystery bounty to be drawn.
I'm worrying about it at the moment. I think that's
Apparently, all he wants is the 100K. And then
That's it. Yeah, then he's good.
So remember, the top prize is 100,000 euros. The lowest bounty you can pull is 10,000 euros.
No, not that one. Not that one. No.
No, I like that one.
Okay, here he goes. And he's pulled out
Oh, that's a lot of zeros.
10,000 and draw again. So he gets to pick another bounty. So wins 10,000 euros and can pick another prize.
That's the best one. Best one to pull.
Sick start.
Best one
Yeah.
to pull. Best one to pull.
It's fine.
And that is
a good one.
25,000 euros.
Not bad.
We're good. 10 and draw again and 25 you took.
So a total of 35,000 in bounties drawn there by
And 10
ship
and draw
leader
again.
Oleg Vasilchenko.
again and then 25.
He's almost smiling, but he's fighting it.
Pretty good.
It's good, yeah?
Yeah, it's good. It's over EV. It's over the EV.
I think it's kind of on the...
Ah, it's EV. It's EV.
I'm glad that draw again got pulled right away.
Gana 100,000 y puedes sacar otra.
Okay. Your small one, please. Yep, ready.
I was calling and losing this, so...
You would have won?
No, I would have lost.
But yeah, ace on the flop.
Se puede bajar y 25 somehow. Maybe.
So if the best possible pull you could have had was 110,000.
Yes.
The worst possible pull you could have had was 10,000.
Correct.
So 35,000 seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, I think they were talking about it just there. They were saying, "Oh, it's EV, like it's his pull is plus EV, I guess."
So still in play, the 100K, the 50K,
I mean, he just pulled third place money.
3
Yeah.
of the 25K, and 2 10K prizes. So still 7 bounties to be revealed. Action folded to Elias Gutierrez on the 4th hand of this final table, and he's raising with Queen Jack of Diamonds.
It was actually the second best pull, right? Is there a 50?
There's a 50.
Oh, sorry. Third best
25.
pull he could have done was the 10 and the 25.
No. Because the
A 150 is better.
no, like a. yeah,
So, okay,
like
so the 10 and 100 is best. 10 and 50 is second best.
110,
60.
100, 60,
60. Okay,
50,
yeah. All right.
35.
I
25.
love the fact we've got Griffin teaching the human calculator math right now.
Well, we're not at the right level for him.
Danchev defending his big blind with 4 deuce of clubs.
Check.
Ooh.
Yeah, we've got a wheel draw, well, an open-ended straight draw, in fact, versus the flush draw.
And Danchev needs to be a bit careful here playing 15 big blinds because
That's 150,000.
even though he only has 15 blinds, he's technically third in chips going to this hand. And that is quite a big sizing from Gutierrez. That might force Danchev's hand here into do you really want to shove just an open-ended straight draw with these other short stacks? But you don't really want to fold this either. If you call, it's like 25% of your stacks. So this is really tricky. It wasn't the, you know, small kind of down bet you'd expect to see a lot of the time. And Dimitar is just going to call.
Turn card.
Ace of diamonds are brutal.
Well, it's the 4 of hearts, so Danchev now with a pair to go with his straight draw. Gutierrez still with diamonds working for him. Queen and Jack alive as well.
And you can see how intentional the sizing was on the flop by Gutierrez, creating this pot-sized bet on the turn to potentially shove, and that is the shove.
Oh. Danchev has to decide whether to call it off here with just a 4.
Thing is you're never really in too bad a shape here. Sometimes you're going to be ahead. Hands like the Queen Jack of diamonds, maybe something like Ace 7 of diamonds. And then the value hands that are beating you, the overpairs, the Ace 10s. You're still pretty live against those hands, so Danchev is a big decision.
Along with everything else going on, the shot clock is in play, so Danchev is playing a time bank card here to give himself more opportunity to mull over this decision.
What would you do, Joe?
I would fold.
Fine.
But I would also not know how many bounties were left or what the best pulls are.
Danchev tortured by this decision. And Danchev folds it.
Apparently I would do what an EPT champion does.
So Gutierrez sitting in second place on the leaderboard with around 35 big blinds. Oleg Vasilchenko is the chip leader with 50 bigs. Everyone else is short. Enrico Komorski, 15 bigs. Paul Newey, 12. Danchev, 11. Bonanata, 9. Kashiwabara, 6.
Elias, you got a force draw.
As we reach hand number 5 of the final table.
Bad shape against the force draw anyway, but fine.
King 9.
Paul Newey under the gun.
Nothing.
Ace Jack of strawberries.
Good luck, Paul.
All in.
They're all in.
Did you ever use
Open jams for that 12 big blind stack.
in a bounty? No? Okay.
6 pass.
6 months.
Gutierrez with king queen of clubs.
Yeah,
It's no 10 deuce offsuit.
I just feel like Gutierrez is not going to be able to resist. We saw his willingness to call a 6 big blind shove with just 10 deuce off. And even though Newey's range is slightly ahead of king queen suited, shoving under the gun, 7-handed. Actually, it's beating king queen suited, you know, a decent amount of the time. I don't think Newey's shoving the king jack off or the king jack suiteds or even the ace 10 off. I'm like not even sure he shoves that. So this is really Gutierrez very specifically bounty chasing here. I don't think he finds a call here in a normal tournament situation. So we're going to see a lot of those situations prop up on this final table.
Like Domino Harvey, he is a bounty hunter. And king queen is not doing too bad against ace jack, but Paul Newey marginally ahead. He is the at-risk player.
mean, Nui's second in chips if he wins this, right?
Indeed. That's how shallow things are right now. Queen 3-3 with 2 hearts. So exactly the same situation we had with their previous encounter.
Bit dramatic, these flops, right?
Gutierrez flopping best, but Nui with a lot of outs.
Just for the show.
Oh, that's not good. Paul Nui drawing dead on the turn. The full house for Elias Gutierrez. Paul Nui will be eliminated in 7th place. A better full house on the road for Gutierrez. Nui dispatched in style. And he gets a cash of 13,150 euros. And Elias Gutierrez will get to pull a bounty envelope.
Poor Paul got the rope-a-dope with a double up early. Got it in good.
And Gutierrez narrowing the gap between himself and Oleg Vasilchenko. Both players around the 50 big blind mark right now.
For real?
No, I'm honest. I'm honest. Totally honest.
And everyone goes like, good luck, good luck, good luck.
Good luck. So fake. Good luck.
Let's see.
I mean, Oleg did him the favor of pulling 2 non-100K envelopes.
That is true. So he's got the bounty chip. He will go and exchange that
He said
now.
it was a 10K. Do you remember? Yeah, he said it was 10K. Let's see if he was lying. Hello? Thank you very much.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You can get yourself a chocolate as well.
I love the fact that they get a free chocolate along with the envelope.
Chocolate.
That's not the one. This is not a good one.
You reckon?
I reckon. You always got to pick the one second to the left. That's what I do.
How many 100Ks have you pulled?
No, it's just like seat draw or like whatever, you know.
Oh,
0,
0, 0, 0, 0,
0.
It's always going to be
5.
Nice. That's a big pull.
The second biggest
Not
bounty has just been pulled.
Not bad.
Elias Gutierrez earning himself 50,000 euros for knocking out Paul Nui.
Second place money.
He was lying. He was lying. 50K. Congrats.
Congratulations. I'm happy.
Thank you very much.
So the 100K bounty still in play, along with 3 25K bounties and 2 10K bounties.
We're getting a call from the banker.
He'll offer every single player 50 euros if they want to stop playing now.
The 10 dues was completely justified. It's
Yes.
So it's
Okay. Oh, that's funny. Did you follow that? He was saying that the 10 deuce call was completely justified because Paul Nui's bounty was 50,000. Because it was kind of, you know.
Hey-o.
You know,
10 pass.
painting around the margins with that call, but if it's, it's 50K, you call anything.
Just to be clear, he was given the option of taking an envelope and the chocolate. It wasn't an envelope or the chocolate.
Okay. Because I would choose the chocolate, is the problem. Oh, no.
I think we could be seeing Gutierrez pull another envelope out of that box. He's open with aces. Kashiwabara has
You
shoved
won
with
against me
fours.
in the first bullet.
Turn, please.
I got you now, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was great.
The next is 100K. Well, it's not sure we will take another one.
Okay, aces versus aces. Drunk aces.
Let's see if aces hold.
Oh, my gosh. The mystery man.
The mystery man in the mystery bounty looking for a 4. No sailboat on the flop.
Another club.
Who's calling for
Another
clubs?
Club. Do not suffer.
Yeah, 4 of clubs, dude.
Like 4? 4 of clubs? No, not that one.
4 of clubs.
That's a normal club.
A normal club, okay.
So only a 4 on the river saves Masato Kashiwabara. 2 outs. It's a deuce. We lose another player. Another KO after 6 hands at this final table.
Can I ask you again, do you want to collect your bonus now?
And
Okay, just give me a second.
as Kashiwabara cashes out for 17,100 euros, looks like we're going to see Elias Gutierrez pull another bounty envelope.
Both of them. Good luck.
Some disingenuous good lucks coming up.
He's now taken the chip lead, by the way, with that 55 big blind stack.
It's funny how poker goes. My first bullet in this tournament, he busted me. He had aces, I had ace king. So now I had the aces in the final table.
Different definitions of funny, I guess.
You can come in, yeah?
Okay.
Good luck.
I thought he was going to say he had 4s.
Don't forget your token.
That would have been like, okay, all right, sure, yeah, I see that. Aces, 4s, 4s, aces.
Who doesn't lie and says good luck.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
I'm actually honest every single
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here we go again.
Okay.
She should slam a shut on his fingers like a pretty woman.
If he takes more than 1 chocolate, she will.
That's a good pull.
You like that one?
I like that one.
Okay, Griffin has a good feeling about this one.
Can't believe they're all pulling it the right way for the camera.
It's 25K.
It's a 0.
0, 0.
It's a small
It's
font.
always going to
All of
be.
them are start with
Yeah, I know.
three
Yeah,
zeros, so-
yeah.
Oh.
That's a 0.
Okay, now it is.
Is the next one a 0?
Oh, the biggest bounty has been pulled. Elias Gutierrez just wins 100,000 euros for that KO.
I had a feeling.
He has won the 2 biggest bounty prizes in back-to-back hands and has earned himself 150,000 euros already.
This is why we play, baby.
I could tell because of the small font.
So the bounty are over now.
The kerning was a giveaway.
Of course, but still the 25K is very big. But
Yeah.
So we still have 3 25K bounties and 2 10K bounties, but the 2 biggest prizes, the 100K and the 50K, have gone, both claimed by the same player, chip leader Elias Gutierrez.
Woo! My heart's beating a little bit.
Yeah.
Seeing him pull that 100K.
That was exciting.
Hey, it's Enrico Kamoski. Folds the ace-5.
Play ball.
Dimitar Danchev with king 10 of spades.
Plays just fine as a shove here on 11 bigs. Got to get through a couple players here, but I don't think he's going to be called as light as maybe some players would be willing to before those big pulls by our chip leader.
4 forge.
I mean, if Gutierrez is going to go bounty hunting with 10 deuce, why not go bounty hunting with queen 7?
Yeah, I mean, it's twice as many chips.
He's already pulled the 100K
Yeah,
and the
I don't
50.
think he
Have
needs
more
to
than 10
chase
use.
this, but he's really thinking about it.
Ah.
What a boss.
That's fine.
All right. Okay, you can yeah, call me.
That's fine.
I mean, can Gutierrez go 3 in a row?
And just go top, top. Well, second, top, top.
Yeah,
Could be. I mean, there's 2 25Ks, right?
correct.
And there's 2 10s.
Correct.
So he's got a 50-50 shot.
No, there's 3 25s and 2 10s.
Oh, yeah. Sure can.
Well, clubs are not a factor here, although 2 more of them would result in the kind of pot that everyone loves. Gutierrez needing a queen here. Danchev pairing his 10 on the flop. There's
Get
the queen on the turn!
Out.
Wait a minute.
And Danchev will now need to see a king or a 10 on the river, or we see our 3rd elimination in as many hands, and our 3rd elimination at the hands of Theros. He has scored the hat trick. 3 bust outs in the last 3 hands. 3 bounties claimed. Danchev cashing for 22,350 euros.
All right, so that's a guaranteed profit.
Because it's not. There is no hype anymore.
Yeah, it's like almost even. Almost even.
Unless you rebot twice.
You can only re-enter once in this event.
Okay.
So what you said, they're almost?
Almost even. Like the same.
Gutierrez, chip leader with 66 big blinds. Has won 3 bounties. Can claim another one now or can wait if he chooses to.
For me, it doesn't matter even before. That's what I was thinking. Like, you said for the show, I don't know, you want to keep your information for you, but I think that it's not changing for real anything.
It changes.
I don't see how. Like, now we can speak like that. Because it's true that if the big bounty are out, the game changes. But if the big bounty are not out, the game is changing as well, progressively higher. The value of the bounty. So in the LDV, it should be kind of the same, right? I don't see how it could afflict. Maybe the difference.
Let's talk about it later.
So we're playing on. Gutierrez will claim that 3rd bounty later on.
Thank you.
You gotta play the rush.
7 pass.
Action has been folded to the chip leader in the small blind. He announces call. And Vasilchenko, who is 2nd in chips, checks his option in the big blind. Going to see a flop without a player being all in. That flop is 8-6-5, so it's top pair for Vasilchenko.
Trutella on Twitch says that Theros is already tired of going up and down the stage.
I mean, those stairs, there's a whole 6 of them. It's a lot of steps you're going to get in there.
That 80,000 pass.
So Vasilchenko playing over 2 million, playing more than 50 bigs. Griffin, dynamic right now, 2 big stacks, 2 playable stacks, and then Kamoski on 13 bigs and Bonanata on 6 bigs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that these two are really going to try to battle too hard. Obviously, Gutierrez could put a little pressure on Vasilchenko, but you know, there's just so much separation between the two of them and the bottom stacks that I think they're going to sort of wait to pick off the shorties.
Like if the bounty going from 35k to 45k, the strategy is not changing that much. While if the big is out, you can play more, more edge, flop, more stuff like that.
If the big is out, it would have changed from 35 to 23, like 50% less.
Yes, I mean.
7 pass.
For a solver, it should be the same, but for human,
Nice little job of laddering here for Bonanata.
Edge with less.
Hasn't played a hand since the final table started, and suddenly there's 4 left.
I'm still not sure.
And so he's locked up at least 30k in prize money.
Yeah.
Lots of edge.
80?
Raise 80,000. 10 pass.
Still 20 minutes on the clock until the blinds go up. Still at 20-40, so the raise from Gutierrez is to 80. Kamoski in the big blind with king 3.
Pass.
And not sure what he was looking at, but decides to fold.
How long he could late reg the main?
It is day 1B of the main event, and you can late reg right up until the start of day 2. But I imagine most of these players will be looking to jump in that today.
Thank you.
Bad lookalikes flooding in, Klopp on top. Roger Federer. I mean, there's bad, and there's horrific.
For who?
Theros.
Looks like Roger Federer?
Eight pass.
They're saying seat 1, right?
Oh, Kamoski looks like Roger Federer.
Yeah. Definitely does a little bit. It's a good bad look-alike.
I preferred John Delano's.
Clear all in.
Was that a snap call?
Looked like it, yeah.
Vasilchenko.
Yeah, there's a little Federer in there.
Shoving the button, and yeah, Kamoski has called it off with sixes.
Good luck.
Not wishing
I
you
hope
luck.
you win.
Me too. I'm honest.
See, it's a callback, James, with their conversation about how, you know, when you're wishing good luck, you don't really mean it. So then I said good luck. It's good. Top tier comedy.
There is
juicy.
a 4 on the flop, which means Kamoski now has to fade aces and 4s on the turn and river.
A lot of interesting turn cards. Sure. Club, something that gets him closer to a flush.
Or an ace for the show.
No, that's brutal. No.
Kamoski survives unless there is an ace or 4 on the river.
That's brutal. No, the worst is the 4.
Vasilchenko calling for Barry Greenstein to make an appearance. But no, that is going to be a double up for Kamoski.
$5.25.
We have same stack now? No, you have more. We have same stack now?
No, 1.5.
Okay. I don't follow how many you guys win. And how much you play now? King of Spain?
2.5.
Okay.
2.6.
Oh, no, okay. 2.6, 1.5.
How much you got now?
Now I have 1
So
million.
4 bounties, sorry, 4 players remaining.
Okay.
And those are the bounties still up for grabs.
Blind, please, Nancy. Raise 80,000, 1 pass, 7 pass.
Transmission says, I assume they can't make a deal. I believe they can for the prize money, just not for the bounties.
Who knows? And you know, also, if the big bounty are in play, if you are deep, you cannot put ICM pressure, or at least a lot less, because people will gamble more because the bounty are still there. If the bounty goes out, you can put ICM pressure. Like now, you can put more. Before we
you
kind
can
of
put more now because the pay jumps are like relevant.
yeah, and also because the big bounty are off. If there is a 100K bounty, I gamble a lot. I don't care because I want the bounty. Yeah, no, it's like that.
It's pretty nice of Enrico Kamoski to educate the table on the correct mystery bounty strategy, as well as the audience. Thank you. Grazie.
Clear all in.
Big fan of Italy. Loved Equalizer 3.
The short stack shove, Bonanata all in with Jack 9. Elias Gutierrez with King 3 of clubs. Calls.
I've never seen any of the Equalizer movies.
1 is great, 2 is terrible, 3 is pretty good.
Okay.
I would not describe 1 as great. It was watchable. Vasilchenko, ace-8 in the big.
All in.
Reshoves. Isolating, going for that bounty, and that is the fold from Gutierrez.
Show them, please.
Nice ISO here from Vasilchenko. Just recognizing that not going to be a lot of traps there from the small blind. Should just get it through and then try to win this bounty.
tenía rey 2 de tréboles.
Tiene que venir mucho 9 ahora, porque agarré puro 9. 1, 7, 5.
So Bonanata at risk and behind, does have live cards. And it is a jack high flop. Bonanata now an 85% favorite to double up.
Well, not just double up, right?
More than a triple up, you're right, because of that flat from Gutierrez. Just has to fade Greenstein.
Barry.
No Barry. Bonanata survives. And now has 14 big blinds. Blinds up in just over 10 minutes' time.
I feel like a triple up should be more than 14 big blinds.
Starts the hand with 4.
Should be more.
I think we should give him a couple more.
Hello to Suha S watching on YouTube. He says, hey folks, what a short-lived shootout. Boom, boom, out envelope.
Boom, boom, out.
Thank you for your comment.
All shootouts are pretty short-lived.
The first level, right?
In the shootout, the OK Corral, something like 1 minute and 45 seconds.
We didn't even play 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like average stack of...
They only know that because someone was timing it on their iPhone.
at the beginning.
That's right, Mazumo.
30 seconds.
Boom, boom, out envelope. That is going to be the new mantra every time a player is eliminated.
Now, the North Hollywood shootout, that one was longer. 44 minutes.
Talking of envelopes, worth highlighting that Gutierrez does have a bounty he hasn't claimed yet. That's why there are still 5 bounties in play, but only 4 players. Gutierrez can select that envelope anytime he wishes, as long as the tournament isn't on break, because we need to see it. We need to see that envelope pulled.
Can I be the annoying audience member now that's going to ask these weird questions, but I'm kind of curious? Like, let's say that Vasilchenko wins the next bounty, and he's like, I'm going to pull mine now. Can Gutierrez be like, no, I'm going to pull mine first?
That's a good question, actually.
Who gets to the desk first? Run in the corridor.
Well, there's always an ace on the desk. Is that relevant?
8 pass.
Vasilchenko with 7s on the button.
Raise 8,000. 1 pass.
And then I think there's some kind of thing that if you keep your bounty until the end of the tournament, until the tournament ends, then the winner decides which envelope you get.
Ooh,
or which envelopes
like
they get, at
like
least.
That. Ace, 8, deuce, 7s still ahead.
But Bonanata is going to be inclined to continue here to a really small size. Not playing particularly deep here on 15 bigs, so you can't really get too frisky. And if you're facing a bet, I would say of over 80,000, maybe you shouldn't even continue, but I don't expect to see a particularly large size from Vasilchenko here.
She check. Sorry.
Goo asks what bounties are left. There are 3 25K bounties and 2 10K bounties remaining.
So remarkably, Bonanata is going to lead at this flop. This isn't really a thing that we would expect to see very often. That's, you know, the donk bet on the ace high flop. from the big blind. So this is very unusual, and Vasilchenko is going to continue with some trepidation, I think. You're not playing by the rules, man.
I'm bottom you big blind.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, yeah, this is... he doesn't know what's going on.
Did he think that he was acting in position
yeah,
when he led the flop?
Honestly, I just think he brain farted this whole hand. I don't think he knew what was going on. He's just like, oh, 80,000. Ugh, no justice in poker.
That is a wheel.
Now would be a great time to seem confused again.
Yeah, the thing is that this isn't going to make a lot of sense to Vasilchenko. So sevens as a bluff catcher is, you know, really no different than having an 8. Even having a king high here, you'd be inclined to at least consider it. It's like, what is this? An ace probably would have shoved pre-flop a lot of the time. You know, he's not going to be value betting 2/3 river with an 8 here. So this is so strange. What am I doing with this? And you can see the confusion. Oleg is wearing it.
Good fold.
Oh, great fold.
Good lay down from Oleg Vasilchenko. Still sits in second place on the leaderboard, but the gap has closed. Marcelo Boninato now playing 20 bigs, Enrico Komarski 26 bigs, Oleg Vasilchenko 30 bigs. And then we have chip leader Elias Gutierrez playing 60 big blinds. And the blinds are going up in just over 5 minutes.
Pretty impressive fold, to be honest, because it's really hard to expect your opponent to have anything there. But you know, you also have to ask yourself, is this the type of player in this particular situation that is just going to find a random bluff and found the right answer?
10 pass. 1 pass.
Blind v blind, Boninato in the small with ace deuce.
Call. Take 1 back.
Completes. Gutierrez in the big with jacks.
Pocket hacks.
$140.
Raise 140,000.
Rest in peace, El Contador.
All in.
They're all in.
I call.
All in and a call. Another potential bounty hand. Boninato at risk and behind.
This is going to be 4 bounties for Gutierrez if jacks hold.
If jacks hold. There is an old adage about aces on desks, as Griffin alluded to earlier. But so far, so good. And Gutierrez is now better than a 4-1 favorite. Boninato.
Running spades would be hilarious.
Oh, don't. There's the ace.
Oh, there is always an ace on the desk.
And now
Told you.
Gutierrez is going to need to spike a jack. 2 cards for Boninato to fade if he wants to survive. It's a 4. So Boninato has gone from being the short stack with 4 big blinds to chip leader with 43 big blinds.
That's more like it.
Crazy turnaround. And Boninato with 1.7 million is now the biggest stack. So Bonanata playing 43 big blinds. Gutierrez with 39 bigs. Vasilchenko 28 bigs. Enrico Komarski 26 big blinds. Blinds going up in 2.5 minutes time. A quick update from the main event. A few people asking about whether we'll be streaming the main. Absolutely. We pick up the action on day 2, as we always do. That is tomorrow. Today is day 1B, and we are looking at 500 entries already on day 1B. So when you consider that day 1A was more than 400, we are on course to have an even bigger main event than we had last year. We could see more than 1,200 runners in this year's EPT Prague main event.
That's fantastic. How much money are we taking out of the prize pool for the buffet?
None.
None?
None.
Well, come on. What do you mean? But how? There's got to be money out of
That's
there
not
for
how
the
we do
buffet.
things here, no.
No? When are the stormtroopers performing?
Sorry, no Stormtrooper performance.
All right. Well. When are we carrying Sam Grafton in on our shoulders?
Yeah. Can we interrupt mid-hand and do something extravagant?
Sadly, there is no John Canoe in Prague. Sadly, in inverted commas. Back to the action at the final table of this 10K mystery bounty.
7 pass.
Post the blind.
Yeah, don't worry.
Gutierrez in the small blind with Jack-5 of clubs.
I call.
Cool. Check.
Vasilchenko checking his option. And we have a Queen 7-4 flop with 2 clubs.
40?
Bet 40,000.
I've got a great bad lookalike for Vasilchenko, but no one here has probably seen the show.
Go on, Joe.
The
I know the show. I know
the
the show.
Secret Service agent from Delocated.
Oh. No, I haven't seen that. I thought it was going to be the show you love.
I mean, come on.
Patriot?
Yeah.
Not everyone, but some people have seen Patriot.
Only because you bring it up all the time.
I know, it's the best show ever.
So I don't think Gutierrez has any intention of folding this jack-high flush draw, but not a lot of reasons to continue this as a bet on the turn. The 7 is, going to be, of course, in Vasilchenko's range.
Bet 100,000.
You're not going to be able to fold out a queen or a 4 on this turn. So I think just playing this as a check call is really quite intentional from Gutierrez. Keep those bluff draws in. And don't pay too much against the made hands.
Ace on the river. Hello, Barry Greenstein.
Check.
Going to be very difficult for Vasilchenko to find a bluff here. You're representing pretty much only a 7 at this point on the river. How often are you really going to be even value betting a queen? Maybe a little bit of the time, but so you're repping quite thin here, and you're just hoping your opponent has something like exactly what Gutierrez has and is going to go for it.
By the way, can we have claps, please, for Elias Gutierrez for coordinating his choice of attire with today's player bracelet and the color of the high denomination chips? He does not, however, win this hand.
Kevin Dorff, that's the guy's name. He's old now.
Oh, like Vasilchenko now playing close to 1.4 million, and the blinds are up. That means everyone's going to be a whole lot shallower because we've rolled into level 21. We're now playing 25K, 50K with a 50K big blind ante. The biggest stack is 34 big blinds. The shortest stack is 18 big blinds.
Bonanata, king 9 offsuit. Seems good enough for a poke. Four-handed. There goes Gutierrez. Door folds. Ace 8 for Kamaski. What is love makes the call. Ace 10 8. Top and bottom for Kamaski. Checks to the aggressor. And Bonanata will oblige with a continuation bet. 125,000.
Curious to see if we get a raise from Kamaski here, or just a call. Of course, if you knew that Bonanata had just the king 9, this would play as a lovely call, but you also want to,
300.
yeah, you also want to get it in against those ace jacks, ace queens. You don't want any scare card to prop up like a 10 or a spade that might slow down your opponent.
Bonanata. Not really thinking about much here, I don't think. And does make the laydown. So we got online handles for the folks at this table. Enrico Kamaski is What Is Love. Marcelo Bonanata, who you just saw fold, is MB Tremendo. Oleg Vasilchenko goes by Fukuruku.
Oh, yeah.
And Elias Gutierrez is Sin Karma. Do you know what Sin Karma means?
No.
It means, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. It's Sink Arma, which means a well-armed sink.
I gotcha.
Yeah, sink with a gun.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, the old gun sink.
American thing, yeah.
Yeah, Americans, big time.
Pretty remarkable chip distribution right now. The shortest stack has 25 big blinds, Enrico Kamaski. And the chip leader has 28 big blinds with 1.425 million. So they are separated by 3 big blinds between the 4 of them. 25 bigs, 25 bigs, 27 bigs, 28 bigs.
Evens Stevens.
Yeah. Doing, doing.
Heads up to this flop. Button versus big blind. Queen, queen, 10, 2 hearts. Ace high head. Jack, 8, and 9, 2 right now.
So not blind, I think.
What?
Button, big
I
blind.
said button versus big
Did you?
blind. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard you say blind, not blind.
All B words.
Yeah.
Which is what you're being right now.
Not being a baby.
The other one. Third heart on the board. Making ace of hearts high even better.
Delayed continue from Vasilchenko.
Yes. I will see a river card. That river card is the 5 of hearts. He seems like a trapper. Bonanata with the ace high flush.
Do you think Vasilchenko has...
Does check.
Do you think Vasilchenko has a lot of Fukuruku girls?
I don't know what that is.
Isn't it, what's the song?
Harajuku?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Vasilchenko steps right into it.
Yeah, that sounded big too. 300. Not
Bets
crazy big, but yeah.
300 into 475. Bonanata tries to get the rest, but is gonna get plenty.
And we have a new chip leader, or more established chip leader now.
A little distance between Bonanata and Gutierrez.
Bonanata, I feel like you're being really distant. Because you have so many chips.
MB Tremendo. Over the 2 million mark. At least until he posts the small blind. Will be Bonanata and Gutierrez in the blinds this hand. And it'll be Bonanata and Gutierrez playing heads up, at least for now.
How dare you raise my big blind when I have 7 deuce?
Little hot streak here for Bonanata. Kill pot time. Vasilchenko, who started off the day as chip leader and claimed the first bounty, is now approaching the danger zone.
Danger zone!
15 big blinds. Kamaski's gonna fold under the gun. Bonanata. That almost means Merry Christmas, doesn't it? Isn't Buon Natale Merry Christmas in Italian?
Something like that.
Or is that Happy Birthday?
I don't know. But I bet the chat will know.
Chat knows everything. Anyway, the raise is to 100,000.
Yeah, and I could see some calls here, some 3-bets, and even some shoves.
At least one shove.
Really, he likes to go for it.
Who wants to play post-flop? Ugh. Who's got all that energy for thinking and bet sizing? And ugh. You can just win it with the worst hand. Bonanata means good night. Also good cream. I told you chat knows everything. What else does it know? Buonanotte means good night. Okay, all right, we're getting there. Eight-7 off suit for Theros. So he streams his Theros, but plays his Sin Karma. Okay, got it. These Spanish dudes love having multiple names.
Bless you.
Queen 10 suited for Oleg.
The Bay.
B-E-Y, right? B-A-E.
B-A-E, yeah.
B-A-E. Sorry, I forgot how to spell
Yeah,
Bay.
Guantanamo Bay. I wish I could play a final table and have a sweater that just says blood.
I think it says blood and sweat.
I know.
But yes, it's a little off-putting.
Yeah.
Just says blood.
Fukuruku's bringing the blood.
And bringing the button raise with ace-queen suited. Lots of ace-queens today for Vasilchenko. Kamoski ditches king-9.
The dog. Sometimes you just got to ditch that dog.
But Bonarnata is going to peel with 6-4 off.
More like 6-4 awful.
Flops a gut shot. The low end top pair for Vasilchenko.
Bottom belly buster. Bonanata.
Put it all together. You can do it. Say it fast. You can do it.
Bottom belly buster, Bonanata.
Bonanata with a bottom belly. Nope, I couldn't do it. Bonanata with a bottom belly. Nope.
Bonanata with a bottom belly buster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bonanata with a bottom belly buster. Okay.
Bonanata with a bottom belly buster bonanza.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Are you all trying that at home? Are you succeeding?
With
press,
what?
Press 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Yeah. Let us know.
This person, they wrote 3. Oh, it's incredible.
Oh, my God.
Oh my, how did you even think of that? I was like, press 1 for yes, 2 for no. And they're like, 3.
No, that's
Yeah,
so creative.
So
that's so interesting.
Funny. Oh, my God.
That sounds like subversive.
I have to
kind
ban
of
them
humor.
because they're coming for my job.
Yeah.
Oh, my
ban
God.
them too, because if they come for your job, you know, first they came for Joe's job and I said nothing.
Yeah, right.
Then,
Yeah, you got to
like,
stand up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slippery slope.
Vasilchenko under the gun with ace-5 suited. Bonanata. The 3-bet Bonanata with queen 10 suited.
That's some sourdough over there, huh?
There's a little.
Look at how soury and doughy that thing is.
Artisanal sour crusty on the inside.
Oh, is it ready to come out of the oven?
Warm and doughy on the inside.
Yeah. Put a little butter on it. Maybe some avocado on that sourdough.
That's the California way.
Sprinkled with pink Himalayan salt.
Nice.
Oof. Speaking my language there, Twitch.
Does lay it down. A little pre-flop caution the last few hands. Without that 100K or 50K bounty in place, folks seem a little less excited to get it in.
But you have to imagine if, you know, someone is 3-betting 30% of your stack, they don't have a hand they're prepared to fold. And if that's the case, ace-5 suited is not doing very well against. I would have been curious to see what happens in the event that Vasilchenko found a shove. But we'll never know.
30 minutes left on this level, then a break. Then the blinds go up again. Bonanata, ace-10. Suited.
But it was suited.
But it was suited. Raise and take it. What do you think tremendo means?
Tremendous?
If you want to go easy. If you want to take the easy way out.
It means...
Whoops, I wrote it wrong.
It means tree doctor.
He mends the tree, all right. Uruguay is Spanish. Yeah, it's tremendous.
What was the language that you looked at before that it was shivering?
Portuguese.
Okay, in Portuguese, tremendo is shivering, and in Spanish, it's tremendous.
Tremens, like that beer.
Mm.
Like a tremor, shivering.
I haven't watched that movie in a couple of years now.
My guess is it derives from the same thing. Like tremendous would have been something that made you shake.
Right.
Kind of like
Tremors.
What's the word? Yeah, but
The
what's
movie.
the word now that means something good, but it actually used to mean, oh, terrific.
Uh-huh.
Used to mean terrifying.
Oh.
And it's evolved over the years to mean something good.
Wow, it
but
really
used to be
reclaimed
bad.
its...
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. We
that's
took
cool.
it back.
1.3.
1.3, about that.
Griffin, have you done the research? First of all, have you already seen Godzilla -1?
I have.
Ugh. I was hoping we could go see it here. Might not be playing here either.
Probably not. And I think its run in theaters is... I think they might have extended, but it was supposed to be really short. Like, they were originally going to be stopped on, like, the 12th.
Oh,
I think
really?
they're
What's
giving it
today?
another week or something.
I'm headed to New York next week. I want to see if I can...
Yeah, if it's still there, you should go.
Pocket queens for Kamoski. Bonanata with 7-4 does catch a 4.
And this was played as a limp from Kamoski, hoping to get a raise from the chip leader. And now at the board, probably was intending on check raising this flop as well. But now that we find ourselves here on the turn, would imagine going to be starting to put some money in, get some value from hands exactly like the one that Bonanata has. Probably on the bigger side. And does bet half pot. 7, 8, or 4.
Nope.
Nope.
Did I catch
nope,
a
nope.
9er in there?
Yeah, and as far as cards on the river, obviously Kamoski would be losing to a 9 now, but isn't going to expect Bonanata to have a lot of 9s because of the quick check back on the flop. Probably would have seen a bet from a 9 there, so I think Kamoski is going to be more expecting Bonanata's range to include some 10s, some draws, some 6x, 6, 8, 6, 7, your 4 7s, 4 8s, those kind of hands. Again, this was limped pre-flop and then just check back, so the range is literally any 2 cards. But now that we're here on the river, it's probably something like that. And Bonanata now, you know, thinking, well, you could have had a draw. You could have had Queen Jack.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had Queen 5 of clubs. What are you repping here, bro? If you had a 9, wouldn't you bet the flop? Well, I was trapping you, Bonanata.
A tremendo trap.
Two feet, 2.5.
That sounds like a man that wants to pay.
I thought he was raising, but
I want to pay.
that is not the raise amount. That is the call amount. Bonanata does pay it off. Assures that he would not be bluffed in that hand.
No.
However, he was not being bluffed in that hand. He was being value bet.
Is that Roger Federer?
That is Enrico Kamaski, who's up to 31 big blinds, second in chips. Closed the gap between himself and Bonanata, who now is down to 35 big blinds, but is chip leader. Not a ton of difference between these stacks. Shortest stack is Vasilchenko with 18 big blinds. Who is playing the mini EPT? That's what I want to know. First day of the coverage. 3 tournaments every day. First tournament today starts in just under an hour. There's New Year's Series tickets added to the prize pool of every single mini EPT. Three tournaments today, 3:15 local time, 6:15 local time, and 8:15 local time. And today is a PKO. We try to mimic whatever tournament you're watching.
Right, that's cool. Makes
Don't
sense.
have mystery bounties yet on PokerStars.
Ooh.
So today's event will be a PKO. Bino asks, when is the mini EPT free roll? We don't do free rolls anymore. I think this way is better, to be perfectly honest. Small buy-ins, added value. So we take the money we would have spent, put it at added value. Like when you play the mini main event, the winner is going to get a gold power pass, which is good for an EPT Paris package. It's worth $10,000. So instead of having like a 20K free roll, we add a 10K gold power pass to both mini main events. There's a $5.50 mini main event and a $55 mini main event.
And you know what? If you do win a gold pass and want to come to EPT Paris, happens right around Valentine's Day. Maybe bring the lady or the boy.
Oh, is it Valentine's Day too? I think
it's always Valentine's Day. I miss every Valentine's Day.
I think I am gonna.
Girlfriend because of Paris.
Yeah. I actually have spent the last few Valentine's Days with Maria Ho.
Oh yeah, that's kind of sweet.
It is sweet, but my girlfriend's like,
yeah,
maybe we could hang out instead of you sharing a hotel room with Maria Ho in Daytona Beach for the last 2 years.
All these rules.
Yeah, I just don't get relationships, man. I don't get it.
No.
What a psycho. Ace, Ace, King, top pair for Gutierrez. A third pair now.
Yeah, but look at that. That's flush draw, dude. That's flush draw, dude.
That is a flush draw, dude.
Yeah, and because this went as a limp and a check back pre-flop, Gutierrez can very comfortably eliminate pretty much all aces at this stack depth. Oleg Vasilchenko would have just shoved over a limp, so Gutierrez is going to expect that these kings are good, but now the 10 doesn't play, so
oh boy.
Oh! In the gut.
Vasilchenko.
Cha-ching.
Gutierrez checks it. Vasilchenko with about 2.5x pot. Bets 80, gets quickly called. And that's going to be a life preserver for Vasilchenko, who moves from 15 to 20 big blinds. More like Vasil Binko, am I right? Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll give you that. Okay. All right, JD. Okay. REU on YouTube says, change dealer, please. How about this? How about we just change the audience, you band? There you go. Aranata, ace-10 offsuit under the gun, and it's over. He wins. Dapper says, I believe on a public platform we can speak in any language we want as long as we have the right vocabulary. Incorrect. You're banned. Anybody else? Oh, I've missed banning people. When I'm not doing EPTs, I have to go out in public and wait for people to do something rude or misbehave.
Yeah.
Let's go to the food court and wait for someone to leave their tray.
Have you ever been someone from one of your stand-up shows? Like had to ask someone to leave or tell security to go get them at one of your...
People have been kicked out of my stand-up shows, yeah.
Yeah.
At the one that we did at PCA a couple years ago, there was a guy heckling me from the beginning. And, oh, bottom pair here for Buonanotte. And Finton was really, really mad. Was
oh,
like,
yeah?
Yeah, was
Outraged?
like really, had my back in a big way and was like kind of ready to like step to the guy.
Okay.
When he got booted. Top pair, by the way.
I was wondering why whenever I talk smack about Finton, you're always instantly like back.
That's
him up,
right.
you know?
Yeah,
You're
no,
always like,
I've got.
Yeah, no, Finton's the man. I'm like, okay.
He's we're each other's Han and Chewbacca. It's a blood oath. Ace on the turn, Vasilchenko, 90% favorite.
Does that make me Lando?
Yeah, sure.
It could be Lando.
Yeah, I think you're more like the other guy, like that guy that they blow up the Death Star with at the end. Yeah.
Hey, it's an important member of the team,
yeah,
you know?
Right, yeah.
I bet you
he kind of just shows up at the end for the victory. That's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
more your style.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah.
Vasilchenko betting what was formerly top pair on the turn. Not Admiral Akbar. It's weird that the guy named Lobster, though, knows that.
Oh, you talking about my uncle, Admiral Akbar? So, Buonanotte, I think, led out on this flop, doing weird lead-out stuff with sort of marginal showdown value, deciding to take aggressive action. Very peculiar play at you know, at sort of a 10K buy-in level. You don't see a lot of leading out from the big blind. So Buonanotte, you know, wild card energy.
Yep, sure.
You know, it's good.
Tremendo.
We are all same stack, kind of. We have like all 1.2, 1.4, or something like that.
I have a bit less than you guys, I think.
Oh yeah. You have like 1.1 something.
I am pouring greens.
Oscars writes in on YouTube to say that he is new to poker. Welcome, Oscars.
And everyone might want to play here.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, this is cool.
Nice job, Enrico Kamaski. Way to miss the party. Queen 6-4. So everybody misses, which means sevens are good.
Yeah, and it's only one over. So I think Vasilchenko is going to want to protect against the hands that these players are holding here. And sometimes you're going to get some value from, you know, a 6X that might have called here, maybe an ace 6 suited, or, you know, something like 6-8 suited from the big blind. Hands like of that nature are going to continue. Even some, you know, let's just say Gutierrez had something like an ace 4, might be inclined to continue as well. But no, can take it down.
Backdoor not quite cracked enough. Chris Nealis says, Italian here, the sigh in Kamaski is pronounced like shy and shivering. Here, I think I'm just going to write something in the chat here. The buh there you go. The buh and and is pronounced like ya and your band. Thank you for your comment. Enrico Kama shivering, raising, Jack 9 suited, Gutierrez all in for $1 million. And Kama shivering folds. That doesn't sound right to me.
It's growing on me. PokerStars. Come play poker. Ooh, that was a nice little dissolve.
Welly writes in this, I'm picking up some chatter from the mics. Turns out L&L limo is a scam.
What?
Didn't have full use of the limo.
I don't get it.
There was just a cardboard and a hand kept reaching through.
Okay.
That one's a less often quoted TYSL.
Did you show something?
I have no.
My friend Bruce is in that sketch, actually.
I wouldn't fold them.
Plays one of the actors in the sitcom. 25-minute break in the main. 10 minutes till the first break of the day here in the 10K Mystery Bounty final table. We started 8-handed. We're down to 4. 3 of those eliminations at the hands of Elias Gutierrez, a.k.a. Theros. It looks like Theros will be opening under the gun with Jack 9 suited.
What didn't work for Kama shivering? Will it work for Gutierrez?
I don't know. Now with this artisanal pizza pie. Kamaski picks up this pot with the shove. Herbert says on Stars, the blurb for the mini EPT says watch EPT and play along at home for a reduced price. What is this reduced price and how? The reduced price is already in there. It's a fraction of the tournament you're watching. So you're watching an a $10,000 mystery bounty. So today's PKO is $11. That's the reduced price. And that starts in just over a half hour, so make sure you get in there. Because there's New Year's Series tickets added to every single mini EPT event. And if you play the mini mains, like I said, there's a gold power pass being added to each prize pool for each of the 2 mini mains. No, Tepio, you do not have it right. You do not register to the 10K for $11 directly. It is a mini version of the event you're watching on screen. Reduced price is baked in.
Bake it right into the pie.
Speaking of pie, did you do Canadian Thanksgiving?
I didn't really this year. No. We usually do a Friendsgiving, and we don't like it's a big Canadian Thanksgiving celebrators in Tirana, where my folks are from.
Got it. Where is Canadian Thanksgiving popular?
No, I think it's like everyone does it, but it's just it's not as.
Your people don't do it.
It's not as big a deal, I think. I mean, I think a lot of families gather for Thanksgiving, but just it's never been a big thing. It's like, oh, you got to be home for Thanksgiving, you know? Like I think it's a bigger thing in America.
Boy, this sourdough is really going around, and this time it is dominated.
Yeah, this is the kind of hand that makes for a nice shove, but not so much a call. In a situation like this, a call here would be more sourdough.
Big Swole Doge says, who up needing they dough?
Preach. That's Bay.
That's Riz.
Yes, that's Riz, yeah.
5.5 minutes left on the level. Nine-8 suited for a Bonanata. It's going to open 100,000. Vasilchenko with ace-queen again. What's better, by the way, Griff? Riz or Drip?
I think Riz is like cooler, yeah. I think Drip was more like something we used to say. I think Riz is the new thing, you know? It's fun.
Got it.
If your Riz is really on point, you can be the Rizzler.
Nick Walsh is saying Drip is clothes, Riz is the whole package.
Drip is close?
Clothes. Clothes.
Okay.
Where do you get your clothes?
So I would say that, like, so Nick Walsh has drippy Riz.
His Riz is drippy. No, drippy Riz.
His drip. Okay, this is confusing. Yeah.
He's got Drip and Riz.
Yeah. Kids today.
He's got Riz all over your face.
Okay.
Do you know what Riz is short for?
Yeah, charisma.
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok. I send you TikToks sometimes, you know? I'm hip with the kids. How do you do, fellow kids?
Managed to squeeze that line into some of the PCA commentary you'll be seeing on your television screens in the coming months.
On God?
What?
On God.
On God.
Yeah, that's a new thing you say. Like,
oh, really?
ONG, like, means on God.
Meaning,
yeah,
you swear to God?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. On God.
Yeah, but you also say it more as like like sort of an emphatic at the end of the thing, like, oh, I got to see this movie on God. The kids know.
It's like dead ass.
Yeah, it's dead ass, exactly. But I think something can be dead ass and on God.
Yeah, you sandwich it. Dead
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
at the beginning. I was dead ass gonna go see that movie on God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Riz.
Yeah, Riz. Trip Riz.
Buonanotte, Queen 9 in the small blind. Action has folded.
Linus is saying on YouTube, the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of On God.
Yeah, the Wizard of On God.
Queen 5 suited for Gutierrez. Will he flat? Or will he get a little bluffy?
Pablo PC on the YouTube comments just said, commentators can read us. No, we can't.
Nope.
But thank you for your question.
Queen on queen. King 8-7, 1 spade.
I think Gutierrez is going to try to win this pot on God.
Might have to add some new gen commentators, guys. This is getting kind of cringe coming from you. If there is anyone from the generation that uses the word Riz or on God that could afford a 10K tournament, maybe. But it turns out all the people with $10,000 are our age. Thank you for your comment.
I mean, I'm a little offended, but clearly this guy's pretty rizzed up. That's a pretty, it's a confident comment.
What's better, Riz or Gliz?
I think Riz.
I'm a Glizzy fan myself.
42 seconds left in this.
Oh yeah, good point.
Second level of the day. We started with 8. We are down to 4. Been quite an interesting level with the way that the chips have all evened out. Little separation from Vasilchenko now, up almost 2 million in chips for good for 38 bigs. Gutierrez in that awkward stack size of 22 big blinds with an ace, blind on blind, elects to just shove it in.
Shuffle.
Happy to get there.
Shuffle. Get one more. One more hand. Start the shuffle. Start the Riz. The riffle.
Oh.
Thank you for the fast forward.
Yeah, Federer knows. Federer was like,
ah.
oh.
You tried. Thank you.
Yeah. So I have to get...
Yes, I can realize.
Did he kiss it? It looks like we're gonna
pull.
Yeah, we're gonna pull Elias's third bounty before we go to break. He's already pulled the 50K. He's already pulled the 100K. Can he pull the 25? That's the next biggest denomination. Or will he eliminate a 10K potentially for one of his opponents?
I mean, the way this guy's been pulling, he has mad riz.
On God.
Dead ass. That was a good one.
The strategy of getting the ones in the middle.
Okay.
And in Cyprus, I was 5th
Oh,
in this
story
tournament.
time.
Nope.
And I got
Speech.
all the worst ones. I was
But
picking
manages
the-
to find a bad
Yeah,
beat
for the-
story.
I was thinking you would
Yeah.
find it, but
How
yeah,
odd.
He
it's
just
showing
pulled
up.
150K.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, well, this other time.
Most difficult places.
So far, your strategy works perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
All right,
always in front
we're
of
trying to
you.
go to break here, though, buddy.
Yeah.
25, 10K.
All right, here we go. 25! This guy has got the golden fingers today.
El de 25.
Has pulled 175,000 euros in bounties alone. First place in this tournament pays 80,000. So he's won more than twice first place money, and bounties alone will be coming back from the break third in chips, 3 of 4. Everyone quite shallow, though. This is anybody's ball game. Still plenty of bounties left to be won. 2 25s, 2 10Ks, and of course the $80,000 for the winner. Right now, Oleg Vasilchenko, the slight favorite. Players headed to a 20-minute break. But when we get back, there'll be more from our first ever broadcast of the 10K Mystery Bounty from EPT Prague. Back after this.
Welcome to EPT 2024.
Game on. Yo.
Hello, my babies.
Oh, ay caramba. I win. Wojciak makes the call and wins.
Action starts with Simon. King 8.
This is definitely in shoving territory, James. Getting real shallow.
Decides just a call.
Yep, very reasonable as well.
Dato in the big blind with ace-jack.
It might be shovey time. These offsuit aces love to be all in versus limps here at this very shallow stack depth.
1,600,000.
1.6 million, as verbally declared by Andrea, the announcer, Dato.
So James, like I said, the offsuit aces like to be all in here very often. It's usually the suited ace-jack that likes to be an ISO non-all-in. This is giving Simon the opportunity to catch up for a relatively cheap price.
So you think he calls here, plays the flop in position?
I think that's what he's going to do, but I think this is a circumstance where a lot of the suited ace combos prefer to be all in because they have poorer playability than their suited counterparts. But let's see how we do on the flop.
3.7 million in the middle. Dato with 5.35 behind. The flop is 8 high. Advantage Simon. Gilly is a 3-1 favorite on this board.
SPR looking really low now. Kind of awkwardly stacked, James.
Are we going to get an announcement?
500,000.
500,000 chips. Min bet.
$1.5.
3x. The raise from Simon with top pair. Dato moving all in. And Simon announces call, and this could be it. Simon, huge favorite with 2 cards to come.
76% of the way to $1 million US.
King 8 against ace jack on 8-7 deuce.
You can see Dato's outs. 3 aces, 3 jacks, 6 cards he can hit to survive.
Come on. Can we see the... We're getting slow rolled by the dealer. It's already... Can we see, please?
It's a big moment, guys.
Have you won yet? Guys, this would be very painful if we lose, so... Calm down, calm down.
Dato has clung on for so long. He's been a survivor. Can he survive this? 3 on the turn. Gilles Simon is now 1 card away from winning the first ever EPT Cyprus main event. He and Israel are on the side of the table. Andrea Dato, joined by his friends and family as well, waiting for this river card to be dealt. If it is not an ace or a jack, this tournament is over. The river card is a blank. The beer goes flying as Gilles Simon wins the EPT Cyprus main event for $1,042,000. Andrea Dato, the runner-up, for $652K.
What a moment, what a celebration, and what a hold.
Congratulations to you. I'm sorry for having me and my friends rude this game. Thank you. Thank you.
Before you joined us, Joe and I were talking about the fact that, you know, we were acutely aware of the fact how shallow things were at this final table. The fact the blinds had really caught up with you guys. And the fact that the leaderboard after every hand is everyone's changing places. And I think at some point, everyone had been in first place. Everyone had been in last place. And, you know, you look at it and went, you came in as the chip leader, you won. That doesn't tell the story of this final table.
No. Yeah, it's kind of throughout the whole tournament, I feel like there was just a lot of moments. I think day one was a bit of a grind, went very well. I made a bit, like the very last hand of the day, or the second till the very last hand of the day, I made quite a ambitious bluff. I think that was quite risky. And then the second day was another really sick grind. I ended up being at risk on day 2 twice. Once quite close to the bubble with ace-king against queens, where I hit an ace on the river to double up and basically secure myself a spot in the money, where before it was quite scary, essentially. And a little bit later on in the day, against the same guy, I win queens against his ace-king after flopping a set on the flop. After that, it was just absolutely smooth sailing, because the table just kind of allowed me to do what I wanted on, what was that, day 2, I guess?
So they're to blame.
No. Yeah, I guess for the other players. So then I could just kind of, like, up until basically the whole tournament, I just kind of just hadn't been all in and at risk. And after those 2 flips, and just was able to grind my way up quite steadily, I think.
I have a question about the final table. So as we said that, you know, you were in the lead, then you were not in the lead, then you're at the bottom. Are your emotions changing during that? Like, do you start thinking, I'm going to win this. Oh, I'm going to be out next. Oh, I'm going to win this. I'm going to be out next.
I think it's very influenced by how you've been doing before. If I somehow make this final table in the universe where I'm like still haven't had any good results recently, I'm going to start doom thinking and be like, oh no, the dream's dead. I'm going to bust out in 7th. It's going to be over. But when you're on a good winning streak and you've had so much luck before, it's not like you think, oh, I'm going to come back like 100%. I'm not worried. It's more of a thing of it's way easier to shut down that inner voice that is going to doom think. And you're just like, shut the up, just play your game. It is what it is. You know, whatever happens, happens. So I was trying to vocalize that at the table as well, trying to really make myself believe it. So yeah, that's kind of how that goes, right?
I guess finally I wanted to ask about the heads up portion of the match, which is that it sounded like a deal was brought up at one point, and I don't know if you jokingly said, I'll look at the numbers, or what exactly happened there?
No, yeah, I mean, we're playing a heads up for a 350K or whatever, and there's insane variance in heads up poker. There's insane variance when there's a big blind ante added, right? Because there's so much money in the pot the whole time, right? So I was serious about the deal, and I offered it seriously to Andrea, but he declined it eventually.
Oh, he declined.
Yeah,
okay.
he declined. And I mean, I don't want to take anything away from him and how he played, but I think he's like a high stakes cash reg, and this format of 20 big blind MTT heads up with a big blind ante, from the way that he ended up playing, as I realized as we were playing, was something that was a little more unfamiliar to him. He played very good post flop, I think, but pre-flop he was quite far off from optimal. So yeah, my friends were just telling me, yeah, like you should definitely have an edge here. But while you're in the moment, you're just like, okay, this guy's played so well this whole tournament. It's been such a nuisance for me. I just want to be over with it, right? I just want to get a deal and then play for a lot less so that the pressure is a little bit off, etc. So yeah, I mean, it would be the same. Let's say we jump in a 6-max high stakes cash game or something, and I'm put in that format all of a sudden. I'm not going to perform very well, right? So for Andrea, this format I think was quite foreign as well, and that means that I have all kinds of friends who play entities, who play these heads ups very often. So like as a professional, I could just pull up the ranges, for example, to see how I'm meant to play pre-flop essentially in this spot.
Jack 10 for Roger.
The old two-handed peel to go with it. Don't see much of that these days. I'm for it.
He's raising from the button. 450,000. Ace 10 for Steve O'Dwyer.
Uh-oh, Steve's doing the dominance dance.
He calls.
Plays it kind of slow.
The flop is Queen 8-8. It's a gut shot for Sipple. O'Dwyer still ahead with ace high. O'Dwyer's playing in flow. He's checked the action to Sipple.
And Steve can now call a lot of c-bets because it's a smaller pot.
It's a chunky c-bet from Roger, 750k.
And I don't think Roger's going to have much here very often.
O'Dwyer calls. A pot of 2.4 million. The turn card is a deuce. It changes nothing.
Can Roger dump? Nope.
Check, check on the turn. The river card? A 3. It's a brick. Sipple misses his draw. Ace high is the best hand. O'Dwyer checks for a third time.
I'm all in.
And Sipple bluff shoves the river!
Roger. Roger, what are you doing to me?
This is really tricky. Last time Raj did this, he was stronger than the drinks at the players' party. But this is not how most players are going to play their bluffs.
And that is certainly the kind of thing a player of Steve O'Dwyer's caliber is going to notice. We can see he has the best hand. A lot of players are going to fold in this spot, and if Steve does fold, he'll still have a 2-1 chip lead over Roger. But considering he has the best hand, if he heroes with ace high, he will win the tournament.
I think a 10 is pretty bad.
Father Time is going to need some time.
Good call.
He calls!
It's over.
Good call.
Incredible call.
Ace high.
With that hand, Steve O'Dwyer wins!
Wow. I didn't have you on a pair and you didn't have one. I didn't think you were going to make that call.
I was worried I had a 10 that blocks some of your gut shots. So.
Good call.
Thank you. And nice job.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, man.
Bornstein is getting into closer into shove or fold territory, but with this particular hand, I would, like to see a limp, but instead did shove and got quickly called by the ace-10.
Wow, Borenstein shoves from the button with the 10-9. Besherhead wakes up with ace-10 in the big blind.
We're not.
Borenstein doesn't even have live cards, Griffin.
No, but nines have been hitting today.
A domination situation on the 4th hand of heads up. And it could be the last hand of heads up if ace-10 holds. Sammy Besherhead, who has dominated short-handed play, is on the verge of winning a North American Poker Tour title.
And Sammy thinking over there, oh, I deal so much faster than this guy. Can we just do this?
Well, it's a king-10 tray flop. That doesn't change anything. The 9 is the card that Borenstein needs. There are 3 of them in the deck. Sammy on the verge of sealing the deal. Ace on the turn, and it is over. Borenstein drawing dead. We have our winner. We have our first NAPT champion in 12 years. Sammy Besherhead has taken down the Las Vegas main event.
We did it.
He'll lift that trophy and he'll collect $268,000.
And bring out his newborn baby. What a performance.
So cool, calm, and collected. I'm not sure it's hit him yet.
Very emotional. Wow, yeah, that feeling is something. It is something to win a big event like this.
Now it's hit him.
Can I have my phone, please?
Yeah, you need to tell everyone. Meanwhile,
thank you, sir.
congratulations to John Borenstein for laddering up to 2nd place and cashing for 168 grand.
Yeah, what a brilliant result for Borenstein. Played a great final table, but it was a heck of a hill to climb at the end there against Sammy Mountain. And what a moment.
Did it. We fucking did it.
I just won an NAPT. No one's been able to say that for more than a decade. Welcome back to Prague and the PokerStars European Poker Tour as our live coverage of the 10K Mystery Bounty continues here at King's Casino at the Hilton Prague. We started the day with 8 players. We return from break with the final 4. Oleg Vasilchenko from Ukraine, the chip leader with 32 big blinds. Enrico Kamoshi with 24 big blinds. Elias Gutierrez, 20 bigs. Marcello Bonanata, 16 bigs. So pretty shallow right now as we hit the 30-60 blind level with a 60K big blind ante. It's James Hartigan alongside Nick Walsh.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me, James.
And Nick, as we've been highlighting, this is the first time we've streamed the Mystery Bounty format. So we have the advertised payouts. We have the money they are playing for from half of the prize pool for their finishing positions. With 4 players remaining, everyone is guaranteed 28,950 euros. Third, 38,150, 52.5K for the runner-up, 80K for the winner. But of course, half of the prize pool is paid out in bounties. And right now, having eliminated 3 players, Elias Gutierrez has pulled a total of 175,000 euros in bounties. Theros pulled the 50K, the 100K, and one of the 25K bounties. The only other player to have won bounty money so far is Oleg Vasilchenko, having pulled 2 bounty envelopes, a 10K and a 25K.
Yeah, our friend Elias doing very well. Picking up a lot of that bounty value. And of course, guys, that changes the dynamic of the game here because there's less money in the bounty pool every time an envelope is pulled, and therefore we play more for the advertised payouts in the normal prize pool. So we'll watch the dynamics change, and I think we're just going to see action right off the bat here, James.
10 pass, 1 pass.
Gutierrez shoving from the button. It's all into call for Bonanata, and he does call. And it is a classic race underway with Bonanata's tournament life and another bounty on the line.
Uno justito. Uno justito, no tengo que hacer cuenta.
Can I have your chips for just a second? Just
It's written on PokerStars app.
She definitely has more.
The stacks are close, but Bonanata is covered here. If Gutierrez loses this flip and Bonanata gets the double up, Theros will be left with just 3 big blinds.
He's got 1.3.
1 million exact. 1 million
He's got
exact.
1 million exact. Yeah, the king queen is a 3.
So confirmation that Bonanata is the at-risk player.
Vamos a ver.
Vamos.
Nine, 6, deuce on the flop. Gutierrez's 5s are holding. Bonanata looking for a king or a queen. Turn card is the 6 of diamonds. Bonanata does not have a diamond, but with the board pairing, counterfeit out to merge. Kings, queens, and 9s. The non-diamond kings and queens, of course. The river is the 4 of diamonds. It's the flush for Gutierrez. He KOs another player. He will claim another bounty.
Yeah. You had 1.2, right?
Bonanata cashes in fourth for 28,950 euros.
I checked the poker.
Incredible stuff. What a sun run for Gutierrez. Obviously a very accomplished player. Great showing for him here, though, and another bounty going his way. Another opportunity to take some more money out of that bounty pool, although he's already got the lion's share in pocket.
I think if a big bounty is there, yes.
I think you deserve the trophy. Even if you do third, you deserve the trophy.
For knocking out people.
You deserve the trophy. You won three times the winner, even if you bust now.
I took risk.
So a reminder that Gutierrez does not have to claim that bounty token yet, and he's decided he will not claim an envelope at this point in time.
He's going to delay that. You guys get a little bit more sweat action here on stream.
So this is hand 42 of the final table. A reminder that the blinds are 30,000, 60,000 with a 60k big blind ante. 45-minute blind levels at this FT.
So after that action, guys, Elias 37 bigs, Oleg 29 bigs, and Rico 21 bigs.
Yeah, worth highlighting, Nick, that Elias has retaken the chip lead.
Yes, no, quite right, and that is important. Coverage is important in bounty tournaments. Covering stacks have the opportunity to award themselves by knocking out players, of course, additional chips, additional theoretical chips, and of course, additional prize money via the bounties. But very, very short stacked, and you saw, even though, and Elias, excuse me, has been absolutely destroying, still very gambly, still many players playing for stacks at 30 big blinds effective, and we could see some action and a reversal even at this point.
Like close to 2.
So as far as prize money is concerned, and I'm talking about the payouts for the finishing positions,
right?
Everyone's now locked up 38,150 euros. So even if Theros were to go out now,
yes,
in third place, he'd be guaranteed more total prize money than any other player.
You just beat me to it. We saw Enrico Komoski there just 1 second ago, pointing out maybe you should win the prize because you ultimately win the most money regardless of the outcome of the final 3. And yeah, funny dynamic there. And I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. Extremely top-heavy for players that run good.
It's the nature of a bounty format. As we see Vasilchenko raising from the big blind, Gutierrez just completed with ace-10. And you can't imagine he'll be folding a hand this strong.
No, might be tempted to actually even limp raise some of the time. Yeah, and it's a limp shove. I love it. Perfect combo to do it. Great timing, and is going to pick it up. He's going to widen the gap between himself and Vasilchenko. 42 bigs to 29 now.
King DZPO on Twitch asks, what was the highest bounty? 100,000 euros, and it was drawn by Elias Gutierrez. He's drawn a 100K, which was the biggest in play. He drew the 50K, and he's drawn a 25K. So he's already claimed 175,000 euros in head prizes.
$125.
Raise 125,000.
Raising from the button here with ace-9 of hearts. Gets a fold from Vasilchenko in the small blind. Queen-jack for Kamoski in the big blind.
Oh.
Eight, 6, 7. So the open-ended straight draw for Theros, who's still ahead right now with ace-high.
Yeah, and another opportunity to win a pot. Interesting dynamic here. I think Kamoski probably checks almost 100% from out of position with Queen-Jack. That seems pretty reasonable. Gutierrez can c-bet with the ace-9 here, but also with the top pair, might be tempted to slow it down on the final table. On final tables with ICM, we tend to c-bet a little bit less often, try and reduce that variance. Unless we have a great incentive to apply pressure to players who might be feeling the ICM pressure a little bit more than others. For example, if we had one player here on the final table with maybe 2 big blinds or something like that, James, your c-bets are going to be way more successful. But under these circumstances, wants to take the check. Of course, ace-high can be the best hand, of course, and it is, as we see here, versus the Queen-Jack. Turn play. Slightly different now that we've seen a second check from Kamoski. I think I would be tempted to check again here, but honestly, I think you're probably going to do okay. I think most of the strong stuff from Kamoski is going to be leading at you, so I think betting is cool. You can get some deuce X to fold, maybe some 6X to fold as well, James. Yeah, and the turn bet works. Fantastic stuff. Another pot going towards Elias there.
Gutierrez playing more than 40 big blinds now, has the chip lead as three-handed play continues at this final table. $2.7 million at the 30-60 blind level. Update on the main event. It's day 1B of the 5K main. 612 entries so far today. There were 414 entries on day 1A, so we have got a 4-figure field in the EPT main. Registration will remain open until the start of day 2. Last year we saw more than 1,200 entries. Could get a similar number this year.
Got a question from a first-time chatter, James. Bourbon Street, are they allowed to tip the dealers? So how that works is usually the winners or the people that cash in a poker tournament, especially a big poker tournament with a large prize pool, they might leave a couple % for all the dealers that dealt that tournament, and indeed sometimes it's shared out to the other dealers who are also working EPT because, of course, they rotate.
I think all tips are shared by all of the dealing staff.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense, right? Because we do see people rotated in and out for game integrity purposes, so that would make sense. In a cash game, you tip instantly. Usually in a tournament, you tip at the end, and it's usually, you know, you're going to tip a little bit more if you're up top, etc.
When you receive your payout, when you go to the cage, you are encouraged to leave something for the dealers. 10-8-4 on the flop here.
Yeah, good question, though. I think that's quite a commonly asked question.
Well, everyone remembers seeing James Bond tip the dealer in Casino Royale with a tournament chip that specifically has no cash value.
Turns out James Bond, super cheapskate.
Vasilchenko with the open-ended straight draw. Gutierrez ahead right now with king high. It is 3:15 local time, Nick, so worth highlighting that the very first mini EPT Prague tournament is getting underway. Don't worry, there is late registration. It's not too late to join the action. There are 3 tournaments every single day. The first one, 3:15 Central European time. There's another at 6:15 and another at 8:15. 3 tournaments every single day. And there are New Year Series tickets added to the prize pool of every single MTT.
I would definitely check those out, guys. As Joe mentioned earlier, lots of added value in those, guys. Lots and lots of added value. Relatively small buy-in, plenty of added value, lots of opportunities to take part in some cool stuff in the future, and of course taking some of that down as and when you play. So check it out. Kamoski here, 18 big blinds. Just wants to take the ship. I think that's totally fine. Sub 20 big blinds effective. Just wants to apply max pressure here. I think there's probably an argument, James, you could put in a min raise there as well. I don't think you necessarily need to go for all of it. Might be a little bit hesitant to put in a min raise because he feels as though he might get outplayed post or potentially outplayed pre-flop versus, you know, a 3-bet from one of the bigger stacks. But I think the shove is also going to show a profit.
So confirmation, 4 bounties remain to be claimed. Gutierrez has a bounty chip he's not exchanged yet. 2 25K bounties, 2 10K bounties still up for grabs. The 100K, the 50K went earlier on, both claimed by Gutierrez. And Andrew Johnson is going to try and challenge me on the subject of James Bond. The Casino Royale tournament had dollar-for-dollar chips and the winner took all, so it was a 500K tip. Well, actually, Andrew, the money that was transferred to James Bond via that complicated computer thing where the password was Vespa was the full first place prize money. 500K was not deducted, so the dealer did not get any money. The dealer got a plaque that said 500K.
Guys, never challenge the king of James Bond trivia when it comes to James Bond trivia. That just seems like a pretty obvious one.
Thirty minutes to run on level 22.
Great question from Aaron Paul here, James. What was your first Bond movie as a kid?
It's a really good question. It was either The Spy Who Loved Me or Moonraker, which would have been on ITV in the early 1980s. First one I saw at the cinema was Octopussy, but the first film I would have seen on TV was either Moonraker or Spy Who Loved Me. I can't remember which way around it was, but they were my favorites when I was a kid growing up. Spy Who Loved Me is still, I think, a really fun film. Moonraker's all right. It's a bit silly in places.
You think that if
but at least it's not boring like Joe's favorite Bond film, The Man with the Golden Gun.
I will not give info anyway.
I don't need to play 100% here.
Vasilchenko, 10-4 offsuit on the button. Queen 9 for Kamashi in the small blind. Is that a Milgauss? I think it is. For those of you on Watch,
Watch.
the Rolex Milgauss, which I believe has now been discontinued.
200.
He's decided he's going to steal. Nice and chunky here.
Gutierrez with 6s in the big blind.
He's all in, James. He's definitely all in here. And a quick fold.
On to the next one.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff. I do like the steal there off that stack. Probably going to be close to a 50-50 limp and/or steal. Raising into the chip leader, of course. Going to be a slightly different dynamic playing on the final table as opposed to earlier in the tournament, but the steal not successful. 6s slam dunk shove for sub 20. And we're on to hand number 49.
King, Jack of hearts for Gutierrez.
Cool.
Well, last time Vasilchenko fell into the trap. Raised with a marginal hand, pretty weak hand actually, and got shoved on. Decides to check his option this time around. I've only seen one of his cards, the 10 of spades. 4 deuce deuce on the flop.
Might have an unintentional sweat spot here, James. Unintentional sweat with.
Joselu asks, is there any EPT 2023 left? This is the last stop of EPT 2023 here in Prague, but this is the first day of our live coverage. You've got 5 days to follow of the main event, which is only just getting started.
60.
As Gutierrez bets this flop, 180k in the middle, he bets 60k, 1/3 pot.
I think these guys are deep enough to just have the 1/3 a lot of the time. It's going to be one of your smaller sizings here. I think a quarter pot gets called too frequently, doesn't have enough fold equity when you actually want it. I would argue King Jack could be a value bet here on this kind of a texture. You know, worse hands can call you for this size, but the point being that you do want to generate some folds.
Yeah.
Have a nice balanced sizing, and there's going to be a raise in the flop right here, right now, it seems.
Quistis Wu asks, when and where is the next EPT? Paris? Correct. The first stop of EPT 2024 will be Paris in February.
Now, I would argue here, James, Vasilchenko absolutely can have 10-4 suited, absolutely can have 10-deuce suited. Blind v blind in a limped pot has 100% of his range, of course, guys. Any of the hands he was dealt are going to go to this flop. You could argue his premiums would be raised, etc., so he's going to have some weaker stuff. So, you know, Gutierrez might be a little bit concerned when your opponent has all the deuces and all the 4s, etc. Suited and unsuited. Flush draw now for Gutierrez.
$350.
I can't see Gutierrez folding with 2 overs and a flush draw.
Yeah, he's got a pretty decent price here as well, James. And you know, even if he is going to be up against the 4 some of the time, up against the deuce, as we discussed, Vasilchenko having all the hands here that check. In a limped pot, of course. I just think 350k here is a little bit too good of a price to want to fold, especially if he thinks that Vasilchenko is capable of bluffing on the flop, and therefore King High sometimes getting to showdown as well.
So with Gutierrez calling, we go to the river. The Jack of clubs. Whew. Well, unless Vasilchenko has 10 deuce.
This could get spicy, James. This is a real card that might pay off a deuce. Does Vasilchenko have it, though?
A reminder that we haven't caught his card. Looks like we've got a dead card in the RFID deck, so we'll change the deck after this hand. A sizable bet from Oleg Vasilchenko, leaving himself just 7 big blinds behind, 455K behind.
Oh, this is tough. I can guarantee you Elias is absolutely hating this. He kind of made the hand that he wanted to make, but given the action, he's just looking for tells now, James. Look at him. He's like, anything, any piece of information, please. I think it's 10 deuce.
Gutierrez calls, and yes, 10 deuce of spades was the hand for Vasilchenko. Flop trips, gets maximum value from Theros. And Vasilchenko has reclaimed the chip lead, has a 2-1 advantage over Elias Gutierrez. 3 million chips for Theros. Sorry, 3 million chips for Vasilchenko. That's 51 bigs. 23 bigs for Gutierrez.
Yeah, hard times there. Very expensive river for Elias. Oleg getting a lot of value there, up to 51 big blinds.
Well, sounds like the Eureka High Roller has just finished. Celebrations for the winner of that 2K tournament.
And I believe it's a Poker Code hoodie celebrating.
So yes, those of you asking about the next season of the European Poker Tour, all 5 stops announced. Check out the details on the PokerStars Live app. First stop is Paris, taking place from February 14th through 25th at a brand new venue, bigger venue than last year, and there will be live cards up coverage of the first EPT of the year on the PokerStars Twitch and YouTube channels. So make sure you join us in February, second month of the new year, for the first stop of EPT 2024.
You play like 1.5 now?
1.4. And you?
Almost 1. 950, something like that.
So a tough spot there for Elias. 23 big blinds now, still plenty of chips to take this bad boy down. Now playing, as he said, about 1.4 million chips. Is going to open the button. Queen 9 seems good. And our new chip leader there, 8-3 of diamonds. Sorry, Gutierrez has called as well, excuse me.
Kamashi.
900 behind here I have. Lovely.
Ace-3 in the big blind. So yeah,
and okay.
a limp on the button. Called in the small blind. Kamashi deciding whether to raise here?
I think there's a chance he's thinking about shoving here, James. There's quite a lot of dead money out there. Only 15 big blinds behind. The thing is, Gutierrez's limping range will have some traps in there. Of course, it's going to be designed that way. So might just want to play it safe, especially given the high-pressure nature of the final table. But when you're short, you got to make some big, bold moves. If he shoves here, he picks up like 4 big blinds. Of course, there is the big blind ante in play. So 1, 2, 3 big blinds dead, plus the ante is 4 big blinds. That's a huge increase. That's almost a 33% increase to his stack immediately at non-showdown.
Well, he just mucked.
Wait, what?
He could have checked his option. He could have seen a free flop.
I think there was some confusion here.
Did he not realize it had been limped?
But it would be safe.
7-6 deuce on the flop.
I don't know if there was some confusion with the graphics or if
No,
he
no,
was
no.
confused.
He was confused, but what is weird is he clarified the betting action. Gutierrez said it was 60, which is the size of the big blind.
Bet 185.
That is bizarre.
I'm assuming that he'll realize his mistake now.
That was a limp?
No.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was a limp.
I told you it's a call.
Of course I did. I didn't want to play the pot. I didn't want to play the pot. I seriously had a hand with not that much board equity. So, yeah,
Okay.
even in a limp pot, I don't want to be there.
He knew.
Let's imagine I hit a pair, and then you do bet, bet, bet. What do I do?
But if you hit full house,
Yeah.
it's free, you know?
He knew it had been limped to him, but he didn't want to play those cards. He didn't want to play that hand.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. All right, back in the action. Very unusual spot there. Moving on, though. Ace-Queen for our now chip leader.
That was a very confusing hand. Enrico claiming he knew it was limped. He knew he could have checked his option, but wanted to muck because he didn't want to play that hand, didn't want to be involved.
Yeah, let's just all assume that you never, ever do that. But I appreciate the sentiment. I think we've all felt that sentiment that he's sort of trying to explain before. You know, like, oh, you know, it's just a spot where I feel like I lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
You still just always go for it. You still always check. It costs you nothing.
I hear what you're saying. I'm loving the dodgeball reference from Tom. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, Chelevin, I heard that he said he misread it, but then afterwards he seemed to justify it. So I'm not really sure what happened there, guys. Anyway, moving on.
He clarified the betting action.
Yeah.
The numbers were given to him.
Yes.
He knew what it was.
Yes, and then he mucked, and then Vasilchenko looked over and said, "Did you realize that it was a limp?" And he said, "No, I didn't realize it was limp." But
I thought he was
didn't
being
wanna play."
sarcastic.
Oh, okay, potentially. It's all very confusing, guys.
No, I already gave. I gave already. Can you check the camera?
Wait a second.
I'm not sure 100%, but I think I gave it. We can check the camera now. It's easy process. No? Anyway.
I think you did, but wait a second. You did.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think he's mucking this. I've got a bad feeling about kings. I don't want to play the hand. I'm going to fold them.
It's 60 the big blind, 120.
You raised 120?
Yes.
just double checking. The big blind is definitely 60. Okay, good. Here we go. The min raise. King Dude's going to be in really bad shape here, equity pre-flop. And there is a 3-bet.
All in?
Yeah, all in. Pass.
Vasilchenko gets punished. Enrico pretty much tied with Elias now, 22 bigs each. Vasilchenko still with the chip lead, 46 bigs.
Yeah, Vasilchenko trying to get tricky there with the king blocker. I dig it. Chat pros will hate it because he had kings, but I think it's probably also going to be a cute little move quite often. It's going to work out plenty.
Vasilchenko in the small blind, 9-7 off.
Check.
Blind v blind, unraised pre, and 10 deuce on the flop. It's Kamoshi's turn to flop trip deuces.
There you go. Checks it over.
Over-under says, what does the player who gets kicked out next wins? Knocked out rather than kicked out. Let's not infer that someone's going to be disqualified. Third place pays 38,150 euros, 52.5k for second, 80k for first. And of course, bounties constitute half of the prize pool. Still 4 bounties to be claimed. There are 2 25ks, 2 10k bounties still to be redeemed.
Vasilchenko does very well not to lose any chips there. I feel like that's a board you could probably stab at sometimes, especially as the chip leader. Just on the flop limp, take a little shot, get him to fold nothing. Sometimes some stuff that's slightly better than your 9 high. Plays it cool, check fold, feels good. Moving on, hand number 54 now.
Interesting how the dynamic has changed though, Nick, with Vasilchenko the chip leader and Gutierrez now the shortest stack.
Yep. Quite right, yeah. So now Enrico and Elias both very similarly stacked. 23 bigs for Kamoshki and Gutierrez with 21. So
What you're playing?
it's basically a spin and go, guys. I've always said it.
Like 1.1? Okay.
Eventually, it's always like a spin and go, James.
1.3.
Okay.
All in.
Player all in.
Kamoshi shoving small to big,
Whoa.
9-8.
Whoa.
Queen 8 for Gutierrez. Let's it go.
Max pressure with the 8-9. That was a lot of bigs to shove, though, James. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Worked out on this occasion.
Gutierrez playing 20 bigs is the low man at the table. Blinds up in just over 10 minutes' time. It's already pretty shallow, and it's going to get shallower. Small blind, Gutierrez with king-queen.
Starts the hand with about 20 big blinds here, guys. Again, probably a coin flip. Probably can do some raising, can do some limping. Both are probably going to play pretty well. King-queen.
All in.
Very reasonable span. Oh, and the shove also completely acceptable as well,
Yeah.
especially with the booty on the line, as they say online. So yeah, just going to shove there. Obviously, big blind going to consider gambling slightly wider, of course, with the bounty value on display.
It's their duty to win that booty.
It is indeed. Yeah, absolutely. I actually prefer the shove here under these circumstances because you have to imagine Vasilchenko is going to defend a lot. If you're stealing, they're going to attack that limp very aggressively, which isn't the end of the world. Maybe sometimes you limp jam there as well.
1.5 now.
But really, long story short, you can't do a lot wrong with king-queen at this stage in the tournament, blind v blind. I think all options on the table for sure.
The Spraggy, ace-7 off for Gutierrez.
Oh, interesting spot now. Again, 23 bigs to start the hand. Does he just take the ship right here, right now? He does indeed. Max pressure.
Vasilchenko in the small blind, ace-8 suited.
Oh, this is a close one, James. Definitely could find a call here. So much.
1.3.
So many more additional equity chips in there when you do your cool bounty calculations. But obviously only smaller prizes now, James, of course. He needs to take that into account. There's not the 100K in there.
Yeah.
Therefore, the actual theoretical value of the additional chips you add when you're trying to work out whether to call for bounties slightly decreased.
The shove gets through. And Gutierrez has now leapfrogged Kamashi on the leaderboard. Still pretty close, roughly 23 big blinds each, but Gutierrez with 1.4 million as opposed to 1.39 million.
Yeah, I think Elias will be happy to see that one was folded. Definitely a close call.
Action will start on Vasilchenko, the chip leader, on the button with pocket fives.
All in.
They're all in. One pot.
Fold from Kamashi. Fours for Gutierrez.
Oh dear. This is definitely one you're going to consider. This might be at the very bottom of the calling range. Probably just going to fold deuces and trays. Once we get to fours and fives, you're kind of in calling territory, especially when you consider the big blind ante is in play. There's a lot of additional dead money there that you're fighting for. Makes your pot odds slightly better on average.
Five.
Lots of time banks here. Take your time, buddy. Think it through. Such a tough spot. You can imagine this shove being wider and wider the more they cover here as well, James. Obviously, Vasilchenko, a significant chip leader, going to shove super duper wide here, apply max pressure, especially when the upside of the bounties to be won if he does indeed get called. Saros knows how close this one is. Probably quite happy with fives and sixes, but the fours so close.
Call.
Oh, shouldn't be.
Makes the call, and he is dominated.
You could have pair of 2 or 3, or ace 2, or ace 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was thinking. The shove can be deuces, the shove can be trays, they can be ace-2 suited, can be ace-3 suited. Plenty of stuff that he has dominated, and of course flipping against a bunch of other stuff too. Super duper unlucky here. Going to have about 20% equity against the fives.
Queen 8-6 on the flop. Gutierrez needs a 4 to survive. Came into the session as the chip leader. Is on the verge of going out in 3rd place. Spades not a factor. Only a 4 on the river saves him. He has 2 outs. It's an 8, 5s hold, and we lose Elias Gutierrez. Theros is our 3rd place finisher. And he still has a bounty to claim, remember?
I think you deserve the trophy anyway.
Thank you very much.
You
was nice playing.
Like the double
It was a very nice tournament, so thank you for the game.
So Gutierrez is going to get 38k in prize money, but he's already won 175 in bounties, and he's still got one to claim.
Yeah, 56% for this.
True.
And what a gentleman as well. Very polite exits, and going to be really happy with a huge, huge score from his bounty pulls.
So you
Bounce?
have to...
Yeah, okay, I don't mind. After him, right?
So Gutierrez has a bounty to claim, and then Vasilchenko has a bounty to claim because he's just knocked out Gutierrez. Here we go. Final bounty to be claimed by Theros. So far, he's picked a 50k, a 100k, a 25k.
Imagine busting a tournament and being offered more money, James. What a dream.
I like this stuff. Listen, why change
Until the end.
works, right?
Exactly.
Come on, Zeros.
It's...
So now we want to see a 5.
You want to see a 5?
5.
You want to see a 5?
That's what we want to see, a 5.
It is a 5!
Oh my God, how does he do it? Oh, it's unbelievable.
So basically, he's taken the 4 biggest amounts. 100k, 50k, 2 times 25k. That's 200,000 euros in bounties claimed by Elias Gutierrez, plus 38k in prize money. More than €250,000 for finishing 3rd place in this 10k. No other player can win more prize money than that.
He has essentially won triple first place prize money in bounties and his prize pool combined. Absolutely stunning stuff. Congratulations to Elias Gutierrez being the biggest winner despite coming 3rd.
Okay, so there is one 25k bounty left.
I have mixed feelings right now. I wanted to win.
2 10k bounties left. And we have Oleg Vasilchenko still to draw because he has a bounty chip after eliminating Gutierrez. And going into this heads-up battle, Nick, a bit of a discrepancy in the chips. Vasilchenko with 70 bigs, Enrico Kamashi with 23 bigs. Near enough a 3-to-1 chip advantage.
Yeah, and at this point, guys, once we get into sort of sub-25 territory, tons of all-ins, lots of variance, lots of poker to be played. If Enrico wants to get back in the game, he's going to have to play an aggressive game, try and get some doubles. 1 double, and we're going to be close to even Stevens, though. So bear that in mind, guys. Could be anyone's game still, and 23 big blinds, absolutely playable heads up. Best of luck to our 2 finalists. Let's see who's going to take home the largest portion of the actual prize pool.
And now we're heads up, of course, there is the possibility, there is the prospect that someone might want to do a deal, but with that chip discrepancy, do you think it's likely?
I think at this point, very unlikely. If we do see an early double from Enrico, though, I think probably might have some discussions. Are they allowed to chop bounty pulls, James?
No, the bounties cannot be chopped.
Okay.
But also, I guess also, it depends, right, what bounty gets pulled next, because if it's the other 25k, the 2 bounties are the same.
Yeah, and then at that point, obviously, we're just playing for chips.
Yeah.
No more ICM. We just play for chips.
Now, interestingly, they have gone to Anthony, who is the TD running this event, and they are talking about wanting to see the numbers. They are talking about potentially doing some kind of heads-up deal, Nick. Kamashi trying to do some kind of save-up, so...
The button is going to, so basically now we're going to use box 3 in box 8. And the button is
I get your bounty. I think with you keep your bounty for yourself.
No.
Yes, he said so.
Ah, yeah, but we can do it privately. Like if I win, I give you the bounty.
No,
so we can
like part of the bounty.
Ah, because if I win the bounty, I have to take my bounty and take it in my account. I cannot give it to you like that. So maybe it's not worth to do it if it's like that.
The bounties can't be chopped, guys, so because of that, it may be that they don't do a deal. Anywho, we are going to see Oleg Vasilchenko now draw his bounty.
The bounty chest opens once more.
And...
Ooh.
some chocolate chips as well.
No, thanks.
No one's taking the chocolate today.
10K.
And that's a 10K bounty for Vasilchenko. So he's now won 45,000 euros in head prizes. And that means we have left one 25K bounty, one 10K bounty.
Okay, so slight imbalance still between the two opportunities for booties.
So guess who we're waiting for? A man with a laptop who will make sure that any deal negotiations are smooth and controlled. EPT Tournament Director Toby Stone will be arriving shortly because it seems that the players do want to negotiate the advertised payouts, which at the moment, 80K for the winner, 52,650 for second.
The man with the golden laptop.
I keep my bounty, but I know that if you buff me, I have to give it to you. The money that I win, if I win.
Okay, let's do it. And so we play for the bounty and for the trophy.
Yes, exactly. So
and we do the prize.
Even if the bounty is intended to me, I will give all the money that I win to you. Or we can split the view of the bounty. 35K. Yeah, we can split the view of the bounty.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that we can do it privately. So it's.
Yeah, it's. Let him check the numbers.
You cannot talk for a deal right now. We need the TV, and then you talk together, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yes, yes.
Before to talk about any deal, let's wait. Someone director.
Do we have the chip counts?
Yeah, I got the chip counts. So, Enrico got 1,390,000 and
Yeah,
4,205,000.
exactly what we said. Yeah.
So just wait a second.
So they're talking about potentially doing something behind the scenes privately with the bounties. That's on them.
Yes.
They will be paid into their accounts.
Correct.
The actual value of the bounties that they win at the end. The only deal that the tournament staff will actually negotiate, oversee, and sign off on relates to the actual
The
payouts.
bounty and of the prize pool. So it's like 35 plus 28. The 25 of that.
35, quarter of it. It's. I don't have my phone.
No, it's 25 or 38. It's 38, 50, 63, 75 or 63.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. The bounty, bounties together are 35K.
Yeah. The difference is 28?
Yes.
So the total is 63, right?
It's, yeah, and 25% from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
25% of that, and 75%.
So you're fine with the deal?
Yeah. I will have like 16K, whatever it is. And you will have like 45K. Should be like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And we play for the trophy.
Yeah. Do you have any trophies of EPT?
Yeah.
I don't.
I won a 10K some years ago.
I want this trophy so badly. The first EPT I played was in 2013 or 14. I don't remember exactly, and still no trophies. I made a couple of final tables, but
never a trophy.
Yeah.
Bless him, Vasilchenko wants a trophy.
That's really sweet. I like that. Vasilchenko wants the glory.
People say it's just about the money.
I mean, it sounds a lot like they've already come to whatever agreement they've made. They're waiting for Toby regardless to see the numbers, but I think that's kind of, at this point, a bit superfluous.
Yeah, I mean, part of the deal they've negotiated is an unofficial deal because they're talking about chopping the bounties, which, again, the tournament staff won't sign off on. They'll have to sort that out behind the scenes, and I hope no one gets screwed over. I don't think they will, but they seem to be reasonable guys.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
There's Toby. There's the laptop.
Just waiting for our sound guy, Steve, to mic him up. And we're good.
Hey.
Listen to Toby.
All right, so as it's televised, we ask you to play for 10% of remaining.
Then
basically
we are
means-
waiting for 10.
Or you can increase...
Of remaining or...
Of remaining, yeah.
So it's
Or
okay.
you can increase that. It's about 3K. It's basically 2,765. That's 10% of remaining. But you can increase that if you want. Okay? So, Enrique, there's your chips. Oleg, there's your chips. If you agree to those chip counts. Okay, so you've basically both been given second place.
Is this a new
That's
laptop?
10% remaining, which we ask you to play for. And then here it's...
We can make it 5K instead of 2.7.
Okay.
To make it a little bit spicy.
Change it to 5K?
Yeah.
All right, so I changed it to 5K for you, which will affect the numbers, obviously. Okay. that. So you're going to play the 5K.
Mhm.
ICM and chip chop is the same right
Yeah.
now. So it's basically here. So Enrique, you're the top one. They're both the same now. And sorry. I'm just wondering why ICM and chip chop is not the same.
It should be the same.
Yeah, I know.
We have a Microsoft Excel error. Equals value exclamation mark.
License has expired.
C2 divided by B3 to the power of 2.
Equals sum of range B.
It's funny if they realize they're making deal wrong for
For
10 years.
Anthony, have you got an app? ICM. Just want to check.
Your laptop hasn't been updated yet, James.
But ICM is different. There's two players, which is showing.
It looks like the price is not taken off in one of them. Like the 5K is different. The 2.335 different.
Yeah, so if you look here,
Make it 0 and let's check.
Sorry about
If it's now. So 3, 4, 3, 1.
Yeah,
And
it's
chip chop.
because of that.
Chip chop. Yeah. So if it's 0, it's the same.
Put both of them 5,000.
You highlighted this as a new laptop. This one, not as good as the old laptop.
One of that is not taking count of the 5K.
that isn't. Sorry, that's right. That's right.
We can just correct it. It's very, no, we can just correct it now. No, it's very easy.
What do you mean correct it?
We can correct the formula of the Excel file. No.
Yeah, I can.
Where's Clippy when you need him, James?
Enrico is an advanced Excel user.
Can I just...
Yeah, maybe it should be too long, but
exactly, it's complicated.
No, it's not complicated, but
let's just see what.
Well, Enrico has changed the formula, and he's now going to receive 590,000 euros in prize money.
Yeah, I don't mind. Sorry, when I see these things, I am very. I cannot read.
Come and fix
the
it
letters.
after.
I don't read the letters. Yeah, you see, this is. I think. You see, this is not taking count of the. This is not taking count of the. Okay.
It's this anyway, look.
Yeah.
So hide that for now, just so it's out of the way.
Anyway, it's this one.
and that's 5K.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So these are your numbers.
Save a copy, Toby, quick.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry about the confusion there.
Yeah, but I just like I want to correct.
I've never had this before. So I need to make sure that phone gets fixed.
Yeah. While we wait, can I try to fix it? While we wait.
Later.
We don't have to wait now.
We have to play. We have to play it now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're not.
So we have a do.
Doing Microsoft Excel formula fixes now. We're playing poker.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. And we have our private. Also.
For the
yeah.
bounty.
Yeah.
Right, guys.
Thank you.
Of course, like same, like 25, 75.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. They have agreed a deal. And regardless of what they're doing with the bounties, this is what is official.
It's going to be the smart line all the time.
Oleg locks up 69,673 euros. This doesn't include any bounties he's won. And Enrico locks up 58,277. There is 5K to play for, plus the last 2 bounties. Clear?
Clear.
Bloody hell, that was awkward.
All right, so now we're returning to the poker. 22 big blinds effective to start the action again. It's basically a spin and go, James.
You're a small blind.
So first hand a heads up, Jack 4 versus 10-5, limp pot. Jack 10-7, top pair versus second pair.
Yeah, tricky spot. Once we get heads up, top pair versus middle pair will always cost a player with middle pair some chips, unless they can improve and or find a way to bluff. But wow, check on the flop here. Was not expecting on such a wet texture to have a top pair checked.
So check on the flop, check on the turn.
Absolutely no attempt made to put more chips in the pot. And it is a pretty gross run out for Komoski. Might still find some value on the river potentially though, given the passive nature of flop and turn play.
Bet 60,000. Well, shut up, please.
Vasilchenko calls.
Yep, does get paid.
Still a big chip discrepancy though. Vasilchenko starting this next hand with 4 million. Enrico Kamashi with 1.57 million.
Cool. Okay.
So limp and a check.
And all diamonds on the flop, ace, king, 9.
Yeah, player in position can just bet real small here a lot of the time. It's a limped pot, so just the one big blind is probably good enough.
Bet 60,000.
Yep, I like it a lot. Gonna get mountains of folds there. And obviously also wanna get some value when you do flop that one really hard.
You're a small man. Still 30, 60.
On to the next one. 23 big blinds in Komoski stack. That is the effective stack at the moment. Another limp from the button, queen 4. Vasilchenko, a whole lot of napkins. 8 tray off.
210.
And he's gonna turn it into a bluff.
Raise 10.
Takes it down, nice hand. Taking all that junk at the bottom. Gonna balance out his stronger ISOs with some of his super, super weak stuff, and I approve. I think that's cool.
So 35,000 euros in bounties left. Of course, the winner will claim both of those bounties, i.e. the bounty on the other player and their own bounty. And whatever agreement these two have made, however they're planning to divide that money, that's on them. They'll have to sort that out privately. Crucially, as far as the tournament staff are concerned, the bounty money, the 35,000 euros, the 10K, the 25K, will be paid to the champion.
Right. We're going to honor our terms and conditions, and hopefully they will honor theirs privately for whatever they've decided, but we don't really know exactly what it was. And look at that flop for Vasilchenko.
That's 60,000.
Keeping it balanced. Again, that one big blind bet. You're going to want to use that a lot when we get shallower here, especially heads up. Sub 25 big blinds effective. Generally speaking, our small C bets start to tend towards one big blind / 1/4 pots, as opposed to deeper stacked where, you know, we'll see a lot of 130.
180.
And not the time to try and find the check raise. Vasilchenko is going to be loving this action, James.
Ouija on Twitch says, nice flop, but no action. Fast forward 10 minutes. Okay, I was very wrong, lol.
Yeah, just play cool here, just flat with the tray. Obviously, this is a trap more than anything else, really. Just playing it cool. We don't want to see a spade on the turn if Kamoshki wants to get messy, and definitely not a turn pair, James. This seems like a very tricky spot for Kamoshki to play out of now. Could very easily have improved into the best hand and might be tempted to continue barreling.
Five.
270.
270, yeah. Bet 270,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I'm just flatting again here, James. You'll notice that after the bet, there's 820K in Kamoshki's stack, and once the call, that will be significantly less than pot. You're not going to struggle to get the rest of the chips on the river here. I think you're quite happy just to play it cool and let him keep barreling. I dig it. Not the best run out for Jack Trey, a little bit scary. There's definitely some 4X that might check raise this flop, James. That was a semi-bluff, or indeed, maybe even 4-5 right off the bat, had it turned.
Enrico has 820K left. There's more than $1 million in the middle. So less than pot behind. A reminder, he check raised the flop, he barreled the turn.
Check.
Slows down on the river, checks the action to Vasilchenko, who has the best hand with trip threes.
I don't think Kamoshki would ever miss the opportunity to be all in with a 4 here. Big pot.
Trips are good, and that is going to drive a huge wedge between these players.
I don't call this one.
80 big blinds now for Vasilchenko, 13 bigs for Enrico Kamoshki, who finds himself in the danger zone.
Danger zone!
And we are now playing a new blind level, 40,000, 80,000 with an 80K big blind ante. So it's fewer than 10 bigs for Enrico.
Would you go 7?
Not this one. But maybe not something else, yeah.
Like,
if I have like king 5, king 5 that I can have, or stuff like that.
Or a straight.
Or jack 7 that I don't block the or 9-8, 9-10, I will call. With this one I always call. But I always call, eh? When I check this kind of combo and you jam, I call kind of always.
I thought it was too thin, but next time I will read it.
How much is the blind?
48.
That brings Vasilchenko a little bit closer to that trophy that he so desires, James.
And of course, they are still playing for 5,000 euros in prize money and those last 2
The river
bounties.
saved me.
Yeah. The river saved you.
He's not wrong.
You have like 900 now?
Yes. No, a little bit less. Now I tell you exactly.
850. 8 without
Yes.
entries. Thank you.
600. No, less.
Yep, so just 7 bigs behind once he
I play
puts
like
in
700 with that.
big blind and a big blind ante, of course. And Vasilchenko is going to be one. He's going to shove this a lot of the time, James. He's going to want to get this one in.
Owen?
Yeah, shoves with 5s. Call. A quick call from Enrico, who tables ace-deuce.
And is dominated.
What can you do?
So I want flop nothing, turn ace. Because of the, yeah?
River straight for me.
No. No. Only.
Well, if 5s hold, it's over.
This is yours. I don't mind. There is no ace.
King, Jack 9 on
It's
the
on
flop.
The turn. I like it. Ace of hearts.
I don't agree.
Ace of hearts.
6 of hearts.
Horrible turn. I had a lot of good turn, but not that one.
There goes one of Enrico's outs. He can no longer hit the ace of hearts. He needs the ace of spades or ace of clubs, or this is over.
Stop teasing me.
It already happened to me this way, eh? It already happened to me in the double
I
coup.
hope I don't.
Double coup.
Don't
I was on a zap like that and I lost.
So not this
It's a 5 on the river. It's a set for Vasilchenko. Kamoshi is KO'd, and Oleg Vasilchenko finally gets the EPT trophy he's been dreaming of for the better part of a decade. He is the winner of the 10K mystery bounty here at EPT Prague. Enrico Kamoshi, the runner-up, earns 58,277 euros by virtue of the deal they agreed.
I owe you a good time back.
It was a good deal for you.
Yes. It was very brutal, very fun. And you know what I was going to say you is like we could speed up the tournament because it could be very long and we have the main to play. So it for so low money, you know, so it was not worth for us to play. I would have asked you, or maybe also play without limit.
Oleg Vasilchenko still has those 2 bounties to pull.
Or
could be. But
obviously those bounties we know the value of.
But you're not the real winner here.
Yeah,
so that prize money includes the fact that we know it's 35,000 euros in prize money.
He took 220k.
It's a formality, but we will open those envelopes and confirm the final 2 bounties. We know it's a 10K and a 25K left in the box, and both those bounties claimed by our winner, Oleg Vasilchenko. So the mystery bounty final table has come to an end. 8 players returned in the money. And a lot of fast action early on saw us down to 4 pretty quickly. Antoine Labat, the first player out, Paul Newey, followed by Masato Kashiwabara and Dimitar Danchev. None of those players claiming bounties. In fact, all the bounties were claimed by 2 players. And it was Elias Gutierrez, Theros, who claimed the most in head prizes, cashing out for a total of 238,150 euros. He got the biggest bounty of 100k, plus the second biggest bounty of 50k and 2 25ks as well. No bounty for Enrico Kamoshi, so 58,277 euros. So that is about 6k more than was advertised because they did do a deal heads up. And Oleg Vasilchenko will be pretty happy with that first place prize. First place prize money of nearly 80k, plus of course all the head prizes that he won. So close to 150,000 euros. But he said earlier on, Nick, that he has dreamed of winning an EPT trophy, and he is now an EPT champion. He's going to get that trophy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really happy to see his desire and drive for that trophy takes him all the way. It is very unusual to look at a payout table like this, isn't it, James, where the biggest prize money going to third. It's freaking me out.
That is the nature of a mystery bounty, and it's the first time we've streamed one. Our first ever winner is Oleg Vasilchenko, and he's down on the main stage with Joe Stapleton.
Oleg, this was our first time covering a mystery bounty. We enjoyed ourselves. How was it for you?
It was fine, but I'm a bit frustrated that I made so small bounties. The Spanish guy took all the biggest ones, so but it was fine. At least I got the trophy.
I was going to say, tell us what you think, other than the fact that you didn't pull the 100K or the 50K bounties. I knew that was coming. Poker players never happy unless they win everything. We still do have the formality. We know what's in these 2 envelopes, but if you want to go ahead and just show the cameras what is left. You did lock up 69. I'll take that for now.
25.
25,000.
And the last one, I bet it's 10K.
Is it a 10K? It is, in fact, a 10K. So 69,000 plus the 5K left up top, plus another 25K, plus 10K means you are walking with 109,000 euros. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
But not great either.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but I'm glad. It's actually a lot about the trophy. I've been playing EPTs for 10 years and I don't have one. Didn't have one. So.
Excellent. You've got one now, and I assume you're jumping in the main event?
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. So maybe 2 trophies. Let's give it up one time for Oleg, everybody. First time covering the 10K mystery bounty.
Thank you.
Small crowd here. Good luck. Congratulations. I'm going to keep this and this other one to make sure you get paid. The dealer needs them back. There it is.
This has been my favorite part of the final table so far. Joe Stapleton tidies up and does admin.
And that's yours too. Congratulations.
There is the trophy for Oleg Vasilchenko. As the first day of our 6 days of live coverage from EPT Prague draws to a close, as we urge you to check out the PokerStars blog for updates and stories from the European Poker Tour. Howard Swains and Jack Stanton doing sterling work. Read their words. They're covering the main event, and that's what we're going to be doing from tomorrow. Join us for world-famous bubble coverage on day 2 of the main event at 12:30 Central European Time. Thanks for watching the Mystery Bounty. From Nick Walsh, Joe Stapleton, Griffin Bencher, and me, James Hartigan, it is goodbye from Prague.